All right, let me take my old man glasses off.
Hey, look at Mrs. Broomholder over here. And we have Carla. Brian's still here, and he should be studying Texas history or something right now, but
Somebody's got to mute their stuff somewhere.
It was me. I got it.
Oh.
It was me.
yeah. So, Brian, how long was you in overseas?
Altogether, I left after Obama was put in office because there was no way I was going to stay in town for that crap. So, what was that? 2008 when he was elected, and I left about a month after he was elected, and so what's that? That's roughly 13 years I spent overseas.
Really? Well, I don't know how you can stay in Thailand that many years and eat their food.
Actually, there's lots of. I love spicy already, being from Texas and everything, and there's a lot of good dishes in Thailand, and I've tried to incorporate a lot of that stuff into what I do professionally, and people seem to like it. But I'm not doing the bugs and all that other shit that they sell there.
I have a question. Brian, chat, but no one got to it. I wanted to know, what was your favorite thing about Texas?
My favorite thing about Texas?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're free. They're free. They're free.
Yeah, I can 3D print machine guns right out of the back of my house, and it's totally legal. I'm not saying I do that if the ATF's watching. No, Texas has penetrated. I've lived in several states. I lived in the Keys when I was younger. Colorado, California. I was stationed in California when I was in the Marine Corps. I've been stayed in New York City for a while, and so Texas is like, if you've ever been here, it's like once you come here, it's like the nexus. You always end up back in Texas. And like Keith was saying, which I didn't know, and he really stumped me on that question, but the area that I live in now, Seabrook, it's a really nice area. It's a boating community, and it's a big we got a lot of transplants, from Florida and California and everything like that. And there's not really a lot of barbecue restaurants around here like there is in, let's say, Austin, San Antonio, everything. And so when I started up my restaurant here, it was just amazing. We'd have a line of cars just waiting for us to open. Our parking lot was full, everything, just for good brisket. So I just love this place.
But Brian, where you live, Brian, isn't most of your food seafood though?
Yeah, that's the majority of everything right here in Seabrook.
Yeah.
We have
so I might ask questions that people don't know the answers to, but I know the answers to other questions about that area. So I'm just saying, I do my research.
We've got the Wu family, which pretty much runs the largest shrimping fleet on the Gulf Coast here. Really great people. They used to bring in live crabs. I don't know if I posted it. I don't think I put it on the YouTube, but the Vu family used to come into the restaurant and bring. My wife loves blue crabs, and they would bring in just buckets of blue crabs and trade us crabs for briskets and everything like that. So my wife was just happy. You know, when you're running a restaurant, you always have that one brisket left, or that one rack of ribs left. You just want to get rid of, and it was great. Just traded for some crab.
I know. I know you live by Houston, but you know where Port Aransas is?
I love Port Aransas.
Me and the old lady, we lived in Austin in '82. We spent a weekend at Port Aransas once. And I just fucking fell in love with the place, man. And we went to a place one night to eat dinner, and she got a stuffed flounder dinner.
Oh, nice.
And to this day, she swears that's the best thing she's ever ate in her life.
Was the restaurant over by the Aransas Pass where they have the drawbridge and everything like that?
Oh God, man, I don't know. I was doing drugs and it was 50 years ago. I know it was by the water.
Well, Port Aransas, they've got like the main city, and then you've got the Intercoastal Canal right there.
Yeah. I don't remember all that shit, man. It seemed to me like we were in an old part of town, is what it seemed to me like.
Well, it's probably the Port Aransas downtown. That's where the drawbridge is at and everything. And there's a really nice seafood restaurant right there, and hands down, probably some of the best seafood that I've eaten in Texas from right there.
Yeah, I can't tell you where we ate, but I just know to this day, she still swears that's the best food she ever had in her life. Damn, who the fuck likes flounder, man?
I love flounder, and you know, when we lived in Thailand, we lived on. My wife and I, we lived on the coast first before we moved up to the hill country over there, and we would get fresh fish all the time, but they don't have flounder over there. Wow. And so when we came back to the U.S. and my wife, I was like, oh, because I love flounder. I fished the flounder runs and everything like that, and I gave my wife some flounder, and she was just like, what kind of sorcery is this? And I was like, that's a flounder.
Yeah, I know. When I lived in Virginia on the coast, we fished for a lot of flounder.
Yeah, Virginia is nice too. I lived there for a while. And,
Where at?
Oh, man, I was 21 and just out of the Marine Corps. Most of that shit is just drunken memories.
Okay.
I just remember all the fishing and drugs. Back in the day. I don't do all that stuff now, but
How old are you, dude?
48.
I was gonna say 46. So
you're close.
Yeah, well, you still got a few years to catch up with me, but we fish for flounder all the time, man. Bluefish and croakers and all this shit. Yeah, I love that. I was never a big flounder person, but I know that meal that she had in Port Aransas was probably the best meal she ever had. I was like, damn, man.
And we're actually, once we get to the point where, because now we're working out things where I'm trying to get into HEB and Kroger's and Arlen Market and everything like that. And once we do that, we're going to probably move out of this area and go down to Port Aransas or down there at Corpus. It's just a kind of a better area for barbecue, and the water's nicer down there, and the beaches are better than what's up here. So
yeah. Since I know you're not a musical person, I won't ask you. The person that sang the song Corpus Christi Bay.
Oh, I know. I actually know that song. My mom used to play that song on the radio when I was a kid.
I hope it's the right guy. Who was
I can't remember, but I remember listening to that song, Corpus Christi Bay.
He also did a Christmas song once.
Oh, Burl Ives.
Burl Ives? No.
Hey Keith, funny story. I've actually been to Burl Ives' grave.
No shit.
Yeah, but we're not talking about Burl Ives.
We are now. Let's talk about somebody that was born before you.
Okay.
Or after you.
The greatest thing that Burl Ives ever did was what was it called? The fly, the spider?
The itsy bitsy spider?
No, he used to do this thing about she swallowed a fly that was inside her, and she
Wait, what?
The spider took the fucking fly.
What? Are you trying to prove
animals, man? You know.
Hey Keith, I feel like my mom bought this book in paperback in 1987.
You know,
On the romance section.
No, it would have been long before that.
Burl Ives was only on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
The song was called "She Swallowed a Fly." I think.
Was that a Billboard top hit?
No, but it was a good thing for Burl Ives. Yeah, and it was pretty cool how he did that. Yeah.
So Keith, I don't remember much about Burl Ives' gravestone, which was huge. I do remember nothing about a spider.
Yeah, well,
I remember the Who doing Boris.
She swallowed the spider.
I don't want to Google that. I will be on an FBI watch list.
A fly. She swallowed a fly.
You're probably already on an FBI watch list. You got to trust that.
A couple of them, but...
And then she swallowed a spider with tickled and wiggled and tickled inside her.
Wait, what? Let's go through the lyrics. If we're gonna do this, let's do it right.
All right.
Yeah, then she swallowed a bird. How absurd! She swallowed a bird.
Wait, you skipped something about inside her.
The spider tickled and twickled inside her, or something like that.
Yes.
And then she swallowed a bird. She swallowed a bird to catch the spider. How absurd! She swallowed a bird.
Well, as long as you swallowed, right?
Then she swallowed a cat to catch the spider. Imagine that, she swallowed a cat.
Yeah.
This is one of these Dr. Seuss banned books. This is hate speech.
No.
You never heard this?
I'll tell you, this bitch can swallow anything, man.
I'm not going to touch that one, Keith. Not even with your dick.
Burl Ives did it.
And then
This
she
is
swallowed.
worse than my ding-a-ling.
Oh, that'd be a Chuck Berry song. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I can tell you about Chuck Berry.
I listened to that today.
Jesus
Well,
Christ.
it keeps going. She swallows a dog and then a horse. And then
Horse?
she died, of course.
How many whores did she swallow?
Oh. That bitch swallowed everything, man. Hell.
I feel like she should have an OnlyFans page.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Colin's got it. Hell yeah, Colin. Yeah.
Colin might have wrote that song for all we know.
No, he didn't write it, but there was an old lady that swallowed a fly. I don't know why she swallowed a fly. I guess she'll die. And then she swallowed every other fucking animal. Yeah.
I was just going through it, Keith.
Do what?
I was just going through it. I wasn't reading it. I didn't Google it.
Yeah, well, we couldn't hear you, Rob.
Because he's chewing on pretzels.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. I still think he's hoarding toilet paper back there. That's what it looks like.
Keith has half-ply toilet paper. You don't even know.
I think those are paper towels.
Yeah.
Kirkland.
It's been crazy around. I don't know how it is in your area, but they've been talking about scaring people and everything, and here in kind of Seabrook area, Clear Lake area, everything, everybody's kind of freaking out again about the second COVID whatever. And we went to Walmart the other day and went Dr. whatever dickhead that works for the whoever, he was like, oh, the second variant, and then the stores got wiped out again. And he's like, what the fuck? Why is anybody even listening to this Yahoo anymore?
If you're talking about Dr. Fawcett, I wish the fuck he would just get off my fucking TV screen.
No, I know. That's
This guy
exactly
is
what I'm talking about. But I was
moron,
trying to
and
get
I don't know how
not
he
get
ever
the channel
got
banned from
fucking
YouTube.
drafted to be anything. This guy is so completely fucking stupid.
He's an idiot. You know, he's the highest paid person in the U.S. government, and he's a complete fucking moron.
Yeah, and you know, we got to go 15 days just to slow the spread. And we're good.
Yeah.
And then we go past Easter and we're almost there. And then we're like, no, you don't have to wear a mask, but you got to wear two. This fucking guy changes his mind every fucking day, and he's a fucking idiot that don't know nothing.
This is why I told Rob and Homo, no politics, please, because I'm like 2 drinks away from invading Poland. You know?
I'm sorry. You got me talking about Dr. Fawcett. Man, this guy just pissed me the fuck off. So I'm done.
Are you though?
I think you all need to take a sip of squirt and just enjoy it and just relax.
I don't like squirt.
That's
All
not
right,
my
Brian,
fault. I feel bad.
Brian, you're from the Houston area?
Yeah. You can't get more Houston than the Heights, man, and that's where I was born.
Can you tell me who the first Major League Baseball team was?
Oh, I know this, and it wasn't the fucking Astros.
Was it the A's? Oakland. That was Oakland.
No, it was I know who you're talking about, and I'm not going to cheat and use my phone.
Time's up.
Yeah,
Time's
okay.
up. Time's up. Come on, hurry up. You got 5 seconds.
I can't remember.
How about the Colt 45s?
Yeah, that's what it was.
See? I am not a Texan native. Okay? So these questions that I ask are genuine.
Well,
They don't know the answer.
Started that I hadn't brushed up on my Texas history before.
What? You're the one that has the fucking channel, and all you see is Texas. Like, what am I supposed to base my questions on? Panama?
Hey, I did Texas barbecue, not Texas history.
It is what it is, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to give you a lot of grief because you're a Texan. Because I love me some Texans.
People hate us because we're beautiful, and that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And, chickaroonies around. I don't care.
You don't see people from like what is one of those fucked up states like well, now I can't say it because I said fucked up.
Indiana?
Okay. Yeah. You don't see those guys from Indiana going, oh, Indiana pride, oh, we fly the Indiana flag. Indiana barbecue. Wow, we're the best in the world. You never see it. Doesn't happen.
I beg to differ from you. If you're a basketball fan, you better know about the IU Hoosiers. Just saying, everybody flies that IU flag around here.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even watch that stuff.
Hey, Keith, I was going to. Hey, Keith.
That's the difference in me and you. I understand the world. You only understand your world.
Hey, Keith, I was going to be a smartass and say we don't also have jacked up trucks and truck nuts because we're comfortable in our manhood, but you decided to go about the IU flag. And
well, that is the one thing that you can ask Joe. I mean, that's the one thing that we have.
I don't want to ask Joe how big his dick is. Stop. Dirty old man.
It's funny, Hobo, that you say that because I just bought a big old 5.7 Hemi.
I'm just being a smartass, my friend. Rob pays me with no monetary value to be a smartass and get drunk.
Yeah, but Hobo, we all repay you with love.
Like a bad deal.
we repay you with love and respect because we like you.
I know, Keith, but I'm tired of getting mailed crusty socks from fucking Evansville.
You weren't supposed to get that last pair.
Oh, you're cheating on me now, motherfucker. Okay.
I don't like sharing my crusty socks with people, man.
I don't like you sharing your crusty socks either, but apparently you have my fucking address, and it's scary.
Okay. Anyways, just return those to me.
I gotta tell you though,
not paying you return shipping,
but I don't want that shit in my PO box. But guys have been sending me stickers and everything, like all these barbecue guys on Instagram and Facebook and everything like that. Apparently there's like a huge community of like sticker traders and that's all they do is trade barbecue stickers, and that's actually kind of cool, I think.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of goofy, I think, but people still do it.
Crusty socks.
Well, it depends on who you are. I mean, Krusty the Clown might like those socks.
I'm just waiting for the Mr. Homeowner fucking stickers to put on my refrigerator over here.
Yeah. I gotta think of a better logo.
Ash was talking about this last night on his live stream. Like a lot of us, we use Sticker Mule, and it's not a plug for them, and I'm not paid by them or anything like that. But they always send me stuff in the email, and it's like, hey, look, we'll send you 100 keychains with your logo on it for $19. You just can't beat it, you know. Like we have the big event with Water Tree on the 1st, and I don't know if you guys know who Water Tree is, but they're like the I guess you would say like the McDonald's of healthy water, purified water, and everything like that. And they've been Sticker Mule's been coming at me with all this stuff. Hey, coasters, this, and I told Dash, I'm getting ready to build another 500-gallon pit. Coasters, it just isn't in the budget, but they've been making it really affordable for small business guys to actually get this stuff to be able to present to customers because, stickers go a long way. Keychains go a long way in earning money for your small business.
I do have to agree with Hobo on something tonight. I hate to do this, but I have to. I also watched that video today about you setting up your fucking barbecue stand on the fucking highway there.
Thank you, sweet baby Jesus. This is what he's going to talk
And I was like, that is so cool because it is so Texas. They're fucking free there, man. Wash your fucking hands, get your separate knives. You're good to fucking go, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that was so cool. And I was like, it's shit that the one thing that I know they had them little thingies that you drop in your water to see if you had enough bleach in it or not.
For the pH balance.
I know restaurants I worked at, man, we would take like a gallon of water, warm water, and we were supposed to put a cap of bleach in it. But I was a little heavy-handed with the cap, and so you may get 2 or 3, in that gallon of water. And so, that's what, and we changed that water every hour. We washed everything down with bleach water, after everything, And so, yeah, I was cool. It was cool to see that they required you to have that in a couple of different places. And,
well, it's basically
they're not trying to hold you down. They're trying to let you go with just a few stipulations.
Yeah, and that was basically it. And I used to do competition barbecue, and it was basically the same requirements from state to state. You had to have the 3 wash bins, and Texas was just like, as long as you've got 3 tubs with this in it, that's your sanitation station. Have a hand washing station. Keep your meat at temperature. That was it. I mean, it was really simple.
The one question I had from that video was you had to have a separate knife for your beef and a separate knife for your pork.
Well, yeah, that's just cross-contamination safety.
Right. I understand that. Did you also have to have a separate cutting board for both?
Yes.
Okay, because see, you didn't say that, and I was thinking in my mind, I'm like, wait a minute. If you got the same cut of meat or a different cut of meat on the same board, it's cross-contaminating, so he's got to have another board for the other protein.
And I did have 2 boards.
Yeah.
And I had one board for, I don't know, well, at the time I didn't have the table set up that I had later on, but I got one of those fishing tables. Basically, it's like a sink with a cutting board on it.
Right.
And I would get the disposable cutting board, and for the briskets, I'd slice it up, and then I'd be able to just kind of put one cutting board off to the side, and then when somebody ordered ribs, I'd pull the rib board out, put it down, and they were all disposable, so I wouldn't have to sit there and have somebody wash all this stuff all the time.
Right.
Those disposable cutting boards, I tell you what, they're great. You mess them up and then you just throw them away, and it's $30 for a pack of, I think it's 24. When you're running a stand, it cuts down because you don't need somebody washing your stuff all the time.
Right.
So, and it was kind of like Dash's live stream last night. He was talking about how do you maximize profits when you're doing a barbecue stand or catering and everything like that. And one of those things is cutting corners to like by having the disposable bowl. I didn't have to hire another person just to wash dishes all the time. So that maximizes your profit for the stand. Costs money, but it is what it is. It's cheaper than paying somebody.
Rob, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to bed.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm going to bed, man. You guys have a good one. It's been a good night, man.
Thank you.
Brian, good to meet you. And
Great to meet you.
Texting enough to answer all my questions, but you know, nobody answers all of my questions, so I see to that. Who we got next week, Rob? Anybody?
There are a couple people that I had asked. I gotta figure out who's going where. So
Let me know. I want to make sure I fuck them up.
I want to put this up before you go.
Yes. He did the video and he didn't put none in his fucking popper.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, you don't need cream cheese in a fucking popper.
Cream cheese is some California bullshit.
That is fucking nasty shit. That is nasty shit, man. All right, I'm out of here. I'm going to say goodnight to Hobo. And I'm going to say goodnight to Mrs. Broommotor just because I like her.
Thank you.
The rest of you guys go fuck yourselves. I'm out of here. See y'all later, guys.
He's in full dick mode tonight.
Yeah.
That shit was funny. I'm trying not to laugh some of this. Jesus Christ. But yeah, one of the things we're working on now, and I'm getting other guys who are trying to help me out, is being able to ship meat worldwide, or not worldwide, but nationwide. You know, that's a big undertaking for guys that are trying to make the move from backyard to actually making money off their barbecue and stuff. So it's
Okay.
We've been ordering all kinds of stuff to do vacuum sealing rough containers, and there's an expense to it, but in the end it pays off. So
Hey Carl, I muted you. I think you got like a background noise going on. So I just wanted to mute you because it's like a background echo going on. I mean, you just unmute when you want to talk. That's all. Oh, you're muted right now.
You get to talk when you hold the tiny rock. Once you hold the tiny rock, you're allowed to talk.
Does it sound like my husband's TV out of the bedroom?
What's that?
Does it sound like it's my husband's TV because he's got the TV out in the bedroom?
It sounds like you're really, really far away. I think there's something weird with the mic or something.
So I have to figure this all out then.
Yeah. So I was just saying it. Just probably just mute until you're talking, I guess.
I wonder if she goes into the settings, Rob, when you go into the cam mic. Carla, if you're listening, you should be listening right now. Go to the cam mic settings at the bottom middle part to the 2/3 to the left screen. That's not science. Just fucking click on the thing that says cam mic and then go to audio and then see if there's echo cancellation clicked. If it's not clicked, click it. Blah, blah, blah. We're done. I'm going back to sleep. Later. That's your PSA for the day. I'm gonna eat my Reese's Big Cup with pretzels in it.
Oh,
New item. Greatest thing ever.
And my son loves those things.
You get these with a Diet Squirt. Greatest thing ever.
Diet Squirt. I was going to make a comment, but we got women on here.
yeah. So the link's in the chat there if anyone wants to hop on.
These goddamn women folk invading our chat. Next thing they'll be able to vote.
I know.
How's that sound?
Okay. I know I
Yeah,
know
here.
politics, but I just had to laugh at the end of the day when this guy in office, was saying that our constitutional amendments are not written in stone and everything, and all I'm thinking about is the 16th Amendment, about federal income tax. Like, oh, can we get rid of this now? No crickets. No.
So I was chewing a pretzel. I didn't really hear.
But Mike was saying the other day.
Hold on, time out. Carly.
The Constitution isn't written in stone, and he wants to get rid of the Second Amendment, which in Texas that's no bueno.
Right.
But most of us are thinking about the 16th Amendment, which was federal income tax. So it was like, okay, so if it's not written in stone, let's get rid of that.
Yeah.
I'll be happy to get rid of that federal income tax.
Yeah.
Taxation is bad. I don't know if you guys been picking up on the news or anything like that, but the whole succession thing here in Texas is it's real.
Oh, yeah.
People are tired of all this stuff that's going on, and not just in Texas, but with the federal bureaucracy and everything like that. It'll never pass. We'll get invaded and be forced to be part. It's a nice pipe dream.
Let's see. Toby, your wrapper was pretty loud when you were undoing that. How's your little chocolate thing?
That's right.
I hope you have a cavity and the chocolate goes into it.
We're good. Burping keeps away cavity and AIDS.
There you go.
AIDS free since '93.
I've started doing a lot of cold smoking, and one of the guys on Instagram, he was telling me that he cold smokes chocolate.
I've done that before. I have a video on the what are those little balls that girls? Okay, let me rephrase this. Beep beep beep. Back in the boat up. The little chocolate truffle balls. Who makes those? Lindt.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. The ones in the gold wrappers.
We have a bunch of different colors, all different flavored, but yeah. Take those, put them on a smoker. You're gonna have to find, like, when I say winter day, like less than fucking 80, and just cold smoke them. They taste like s'mores.
Man, I bought one of these cold smoke generators from Amazon. It's got the little maze and everything, and it's been doing a great job for me. The only thing I don't like about it, once the pellets really get going on that cold smoker, it jumps the little maze that it set out, and the next thing you know, you've got a whole big pellet fire going on, and just a ton of smoke.
If you didn't have an 800 or 500 gallon smoker, I would tell you to take like one of the shitty fucking ones you buy at Lowe's that has a little sidecar. Because I have one of those that's like rusting out, but that top rack is stainless. Put the chocolate on there. Put the little smoke tube in the sidecar thing. Because I'm not gonna call it anything other than a sidecar because it's a piece of shit. But you'll get enough cold smoke across there that it'll taste like a s'more.
It's fucking cold outside today.
Other guys have been telling me to get the smoke tubes. I got the Maze. If you're on my Instagram, you'll see the one that I'm using. But it's great, but it always jumps. And other guys have been telling me, no, just get rid of that piece of junk and just get a smoke tube and be done with it.
Go find somebody on Amazon who has one review on their smoke tube and just say, hey, if you send it to me, I'll leave you a good review on Amazon. They'll probably tell you yes, and then you're going to sit there and go, I'm never trusting another Amazon review in my life because it's all fucking hand jobs.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like that anywhere. I mean, people trade reviews on Yelp for, coming in. It's like
Yelp is the worst. Don't even get me started. That is the shittiest fucking program ever. And they actually try to blackmail you.
Bird behind him.
Yeah, Yelp tries to blackmail you into paying money so you won't get negative reviews and stuff. And they will actually pay. They have paid people if you don't agree to paying their fucking monthly thing. They have guys that will start leaving negative reviews on your fucking shit.
So it's almost like paying for protection from the mafia.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And so when I got my Clover for my point of sales and everything like that, we got a free Yelp account. These motherfuckers have been on me. They call me 3 times a day, pay us money, or you're gonna get bad Yelp reviews and stuff. And I'm like, fuck you, I'm just gonna delete my Yelp account. I don't get any business from you anyway.
fucking Yelp.
I hate Yelp. Sounds like somebody's taking bong hits.
Might have been
I'm
Joey.
fancy, Everett. I don't know what to tell you.
There's a spot up here in Cleveland called Giorgio's Pizza. I don't know if you guys got those down there by you, Hobo, but they got these s'mores square thingies they sell. I mean, they're so fucking good and they're cheap as shit. It's like $7 for 4 of them. They are so good. And by the time you spend all that money for s'mores anyway, you might as well get something like that because it's already fucking cooked for you. It is.
There you go.
I got to tell you, in all my travels and everything, and all the plants that I've worked in when I was an engineer, I was working in Delaware, and we used to run up to Philly all the time. And those guys up there, I mean, it was like some of the best food outside of Texas was in Philly.
Go Philly.
Pittsburgh was probably the worst.
Yeah, fuck the Pens.
Hey guys,
Yep.
do I sound better?
Do it.
No, you sound like you're talking in a wind tunnel on top of a building in 1986. It's no good.
Like staticky and far away.
Is it?
Yeah, you
You
downgraded.
sound
your
like
mic.
kind of like witness protection voice.
Right, you're like.
Oh yeah, or if you see on like Black Mirror, when you static somebody, they're like.
That sounds like the guy in the bar with the thing that goes against his throat.
Yeah.
Oh, the tracheotomy guy.
The guy from South Park.
Cigarettes.
I met that. I actually met that guy once in a bar.
Oh, the
Man,
voice of the throat
South
guy.
Park.
What was that?
It was
That
a very
South
weird
Park. Yeah,
fucking
yeah, the South Park.
situation.
I remember that.
Well, I mean, not him actually, just a guy with the thing.
Okay, how about now?
Negative.
I mean,
I feel like you just sounded like the Cash App check.
you sound like you're yelling from like 20 feet away.
Right, like you got a rotary phone, but it's on speaker. Like, how does this don't even make no sense?
What the fuck, this guy?
A rotary phone on speaker.
I have never said that until I actually was with Joey in person. And now that's like my new thing is like, what the fuck, this guy?
Yeah.
Okay, funny story. My dad worked for NASA when I was growing up, and he got one of those one of the first cell phones ever. It was the briefcase, and it was actually a fucking rotary phone inside of a briefcase.
Nice.
This thing was like an IBM typewriter you carried around.
Yeah.
I remember cell phones back then, man. You had nights and weekends after 9. You had like 60 anytime minutes, and then after that it was like 39 cents a minute. It was so expensive back in the 90s, man.
Oh, this was back in the mid 80s when he had this thing. You know, that was all government NASA people are the only ones that had it.
We had a satellite phone when we was in Honduras that the one flight used, and that thing was fucking it was huge. It was like, I mean, this is like 2006, but it was you could just take it literally anywhere on the earth because you used GPS. So you could just walk around anywhere. I mean, it sounded like shit, but I mean, you could literally use it anywhere on earth. The thing was like fucking $9,000 the government paid for it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and now you can get a satellite phone for under $1,000. It's crazy. And that's a satellite smartphone. It's like,
oh, no shit.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I said I wasn't going to get political. There's a lot of guys that are organizing protests and everything like that. They're using the satellite smartphone that they sell on Amazon, and it does coordinates maps, and they have their own Telegram groups and everything like that. It's nuts.
Oh.
What was everybody in the panel? What was your first cell phone? What year?
Mine was 2002, and it was a Nokia.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna go 96, I think.
That's what mine was. 96, 95, 96, right in there. I think it was Nokia too, and a big Nokia. It was like, it wasn't a flip phone because back then they had the Motorola StarTech was the most expensive phone in the world, and it was like a tiny flip phone. It was like $1,000 they charged for that fucker back then. You couldn't get 15 cents for that fucking phone right now.
That's the funny thing, though. Remember, phones started big, and then they got to the tiny. Like, I remember a dude had one that was about the size of this cigarette pack.
Oh yeah.
And now we're back to how big is my dick?
Well, the second we were able to view porn on our phones, they started getting bigger again. The screens got bigger.
It makes sense for the girls.
2006, 2007, they started getting bigger. Coincidentally, that's when porn started becoming available widely on the internet for free on mobile devices.
Okay, how about now?
You're a little better, but there's only so much you can do with Adele from 1997.
You have mail. You have mail.
File's done.
Recycle bin.
I actually had that guy who did the AOL sounds on my show, the Al Edwards. He did all the voices for AOL from the You've Got Mail and all that. It was only like a 7-minute interview, but I still had him on there a while back. How much did he make off of that? He wouldn't tell me. He said it was enough to get by, but so basically I would assume $10,000 a year, something minute. I mean, he didn't really, it's a voice clip of him going, you've got mail on a fucking tape recorder. I mean, how much could they really pay him?
I didn't know it, but there's AOL. AOL is still a thing.
Oh yeah, I still got my yourgodjoe@AOL.com email address.
One of the guys from Instagram, he just bought this last batch of sausage off me, and I was like, "Where do I send the invoice?" And he was like, "Blah blah blah AOL.com," and it was like, "Dude, what the fuck?"
At least he didn't have like Juno Mail or Lycos Mail.
Oh yeah, no kidding, right?
Joe Burrell at lycosmail.com.
Just hit me up on MySpace, dude.
Actually, my MySpace actually still works. I checked it about a year and a half ago. A bunch of old ass pictures on there it's like MySpace is like time just totally stopped. in March of 2009, and nothing ever was posted down there ever again. Like, for no reason, everybody just went right to Facebook. There wasn't a meeting or anything. Just all one time, everybody went right to Facebook, dropped MySpace. It was weird.
We used to play mobsters on there.
MySpace is actually a thing now.
I think it's out there for music, but I don't think. I mean, I'm never gonna get on MySpace again. I mean, the format's still not really good. I mean, in terms of where MySpace fucked up is they let anybody modify the fucking interface and put all kinds of HTML on there, and you couldn't see anybody's profile because they would have fucking 15 things loading up and all these little GIFs and shit, and it just never worked. Facebook was just came out and they were just like, all right, this is it. Here's your friends. Here's where they went to college. That's it. Boom.
I had the Sulpatura playing, and as soon as somebody opened up my page.
Oh, yeah. Anyone on Dogecoin? I predicted Dogecoin was going to peak at 12 the other day and told everybody to sell. I still think it's going to go down below 6 before the end of next week. That's just my opinion. I don't know. There's nothing backing up fucking Dogecoin. It was a joke. Like, I mean, granted, yes, people can make money right now, but you ain't gonna retire in Dogecoin if you're out there, man. No way, no way, no way in hell.
People used to say the same thing about Ethereum too, and I did jump in on Ethereum. I could have bought it at 0.03 a share or an Ether, and now it's like thousands of dollars. My buddy that turned me on to it, he's got a big old house on Phuket now. He would put his paychecks in. He's like, Ethereum, and we were all just sitting there just going, yeah, that's just money, whatever. And now he's a multi-millionaire and shit.
Well, the problem now is that everybody's flush with the stimulus checks. This is the max spending you're going to get with the stimulus checks right now. And it was like 57% of people under 30 said they're going to invest them checks. You can't tell me for a second that's not driving up the price of Doge right now. Totally artificially inflated right now. It's going to drop. And as fast as that shit went up, it's going to go down even faster. You watch. The speculative shit is ridiculous.
Well, Doge is a pump and dump anyway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you get in there just to make some money. But I guarantee you what some of these guys are doing. You had some idiot out there who took his whole $1,400 stimulus and then another $2,000 from a loan and fucking put it all in Dogecoin. And right now they're like, oh, wow, I got $5,000. Well, I'll get $10,000 by next week. And, fucking 2 weeks from now, they got fucking $80 in the bank. Look like a dumbass. You know what I mean? That's the nature of the beast, though. I mean.
Well, me and my wife, we jumped on AMC when they first started talking about it and when it was still dirt cheap. And then it went up, and they were saying, hold, and we were like, fuck no, we sold it all, and then bought a new truck with that money.
Nice.
And then everybody started losing their shit, and the websites that were pumping that stuff, the AMC and all that, they're like, no, hold, it's gonna go back up. It's like, whatever, I don't care, I got my money. My wife does a lot of what is this?
Apes Together Strong. Is that a Harambe shirt?
I knew it was coming.
I thought it was going to be Black Lives Matter, but yeah, okay.
That's it's a Wall Street Bets thing for the
yeah, that's what it was. Wall Street Bets.
Tomorrow is Friday.
Tomorrow is Friday, all day long.
Hell yeah, boy!
Yeah, I've got a wedding on Saturday. It's like 14 briskets, everything like that, and this is kind of going back to what we were talking about. I saw people were kind of asking in the chat, about what do you charge for this and what do you charge for that and everything, and I'm pretty much flat rate for weddings and everything. I do like $18 a person, and that's like a half pound of meat, 2 sides. Makes it easy.
Yeah.
That's a really good rate. Some of these people are like $40 a plate. It's like fuck.
Oh yeah. Well, even here in Texas, it's kind of crazy because they sell brisket in the brick and mortars for anywhere between 15 and $20 for a half pound. So when you offer people a decent price and 18 a head figures in my cost and my labor and everything like that, and I'm still making profit.
Oh yeah.
It's like, okay, people are just getting raped. And I'm seeing guys on different YouTube channels saying, "Oh, I charge, like you were saying, 35, $40 a head." Like, you're raping people. You're not that established. You're a YouTube guy trying to establish your business. I've got a business, and I'm still charging low rates to get the the customer, the clientele, and everything like that. So.
Well, the thing is, these brides, they get these weddings, man. They get these unlimited budgets for no reason, and the second you tell them something's for a wedding, they'll fucking quadruple the price on you because they know people will pay it. Photography, for example, if I called up my buddy or somebody who took pictures right now, I'm like, "Hey, man, come over and take a bunch of pictures of me playing with some balloons and tape." They're like, all right, $300, whatever. You know what I mean? But if I say, "Hey, man, I got a wedding over here. It's the same amount of time. Oh, $1,500. Same fucking pictures, same event, same house, same people, but you put the word wedding on there, and boom, all of a sudden out comes the money."
Yep.
Fucking ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. People paid $8,000 for a fucking videographer and shit. Hey, fuck out of here. $8,000. Fucking 2 months worth of work. Fucking for an album you're not even gonna look at but one time. Everybody in here who's married, when was the last time you looked at your fucking wedding album? That's exactly what I thought.
Never.
10 years ago, 15 years ago? Shit. Do we know where it's at? Yeah.
I don't even look at my first wedding album from my first wife. So.
Oliver hit the head in the nail on the head there with the funerals too, man. They Jesus. I mean, you dump a body in the ground and it costs you $10,000. Fuck out of here, man. That box is no more than $250. The rest of it's fucking fluff and taxes.
I tell you, I hate doing funerals. And I don't, being an ex-Marine, I don't deal well with people's losses like that, and I just refuse. I've done 2 funerals, and I won't do any more. Mostly because I just make jokes all the time. Because that's
the way I am. People. I mean, I'm constantly joking. I joke at funerals. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I'm not gonna like turn off who I am just because somebody died. I mean, like I said, I mean, I'll obviously cry. I'm not stone cold heartless, but I mean, at the end of the day, I'm gonna laugh more than I'm gonna cry. And if I do cry, I'm gonna turn that right into laughter. Fucking a couple seconds later, just because it's how I am.
Yeah. Even I flew back to the States for my grandfather's funeral, and I'm just sitting outside. Everybody's inside, and I'm out smoking with the morticians and the funeral guys, and just cracking jokes. It's just the way I deal with things.
Oh yeah. People say you can't laugh through life. You can. I mean, you have to be honest with yourself. I mean, you can't be like laugh yourself into depression, laugh to cover up shit. I mean, if something's bothering you, talk about it and yell. But I mean, at the end of the day, you could laugh all day. Nothing says you can't. Shit.
Life's a tragic comedy.
Exactly. Everything that happens is funny as fuck. Like when somebody falls down, sure, tragic. It's definitely tragic, but that shit is funny as fuck. When somebody falls down. I don't give a fuck what it is. Ice, old, young, small. I mean, okay, when some old people die and they break a hip and they die, okay, that's tragic. Other than that, this shit is funny as fuck all the time when somebody falls down. No way it's not.
Dude, it's like I've got a 3-year-old son, and he falls down and hurts himself all the time. And I'll laugh, and I'm like, "Did it hurt?" And he's like, "Hurt?" And he's like, "Well, don't do it again." I think kids these days have been too coddled. I was dating this girl before I went overseas, and this was back when they started doing participation awards and stuff. I came home with trophies, and it was like, "Oh, you won." okay, how did you win? And she was like, she had my ex-girlfriend had 2 little daughters, and she was like, no, everybody got trophies. And I'm like, what? Well, how do you win? Well, there are no winners. Everybody gets trophies. Everybody's a winner. And I'm like, no, this is some communist fucking bullshit right here. And I went up to the school and laid into them.
Well, what about when did birthday parties turn into a reverse fucking birthday party? Like, what is this gift bag bullshit? Like, why do I have to buy fucking gifts for the kids coming to the party? They're supposed to buy my fucking kid gifts. Fuck that shit. No. You get some shit from the dollar store. You get a bunch of crap from the dollar store and a fucking bag from the dollar store is what you're going to get. And no costing no more than $5 per kid. You're not going to get $20 coming back. Nope. Your gift was $15. I ain't spending $20 on gas. You already got cake and fucking ice cream. Shit. Not to mention the weed guy smoking in the back of the fucking party because I got to deal with all these kids at the house. You know what I mean?
I didn't even know that was a thing until we moved back, and one of my good friends invited us to her daughter's birthday party, and they had gifts for the other kids, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody did this when I was growing up.
Right. It's like everybody has to be the specialist at every occasion, ever, all the time for everything. It's like, it's one kid's birthday. It's not every kid's fucking birthday. Like, no, the insanity has to stop. I mean, people just throw parties. They throw parties for anything. They'll throw parties to find out what the kid does. Oh, gender reveal. Oh, what would he do? I mean, back in the day, it was just an eval. Like, why the fuck are you going to get together for a party? If you're that socially awkward or you need to throw parties for shit like that, maybe you need to adjust your life and fucking quit taking the anxiety medication. Smoke some weed. Go up there. Drink a beer. Kiss somebody you never met before. Do
Can
some
we record that, Rob? Can we record that?
Yeah.
We have to host a gender reveal at our house. 40 to 45 people. Fucking ridiculous. And I want to record your message. Tell her to
Is it blue or pink? Let us know.
What the hell is it?
Are you kidding? 40 to 45 people. Okay. Awesome. Be fun.
That's why you don't have a big house in life.
Right? Gift bags for all those fucking kids, too. You're out $750 on some bullshit. It could have just been an email.
I'm not doing shit.
But it's not just kids. I went to an adult birthday party, and they had gifts for us when we walked in. It was like, what, are you bribing me to come to your fucking birthday? What the hell's going on?
The problem is too many people got too much money and not enough people have money on the other side. Like, I mean, how many boats does fucking some of these rich guys need? You know what I mean? There needs to be a cutoff. You know what I mean? Like 10 billion, that's it. Everything else goes to the state and gets distributed amongst poor people. There's no reason for $200 billion. Fuck that.
Well, it's capitalism, and I'm not going to knock capitalism. Even though
I will. Capitalism's a fuck. Look at capitalism right now. Go buy a piece of lumber right now. See how much that shit costs. It's not fucking $9 like it was last year. Shit's like fucking $30. It's like 3 times of what it was. It's ridiculous.
Well, I was just pricing stuff to build a man shed in my backyard just for filming and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, holy fuck, are you shitting me? You're going to charge me this much for a piece of lumber?
Particle boards cost him what fucking super premium cedar did fucking years back. It's ridiculous. Pretty damn ridiculous.
Concrete's cheaper than fucking wood right now.
Right? Yeah, if you're out there and you're going to build something with wood or especially windows are in like fucking 8-week back order right now. Just wait a little bit on those house projects. You don't want to fucking spend 5 times what it is. And the housing market too, man. It's hot as hell right now, dude. Houses are going for so much. It's crazy out there.
I was talking with Grumpus last night, and Grumpus, he has his own business, and he was telling me he orders in bulk, and before all this craziness started, it was like $7,000 to buy all this lumber and everything like that. But now when he orders it, it's $16,000 for fucking wood. It's like, what?
Same trees, same fucking thing. The only reason it's that much is because capitalism and people don't want to have to fucking go wear masks when they're out there sawing down trees in the fucking middle of the forest. Is what it came down to.
Well, they're getting all their masks from India, And I don't know if you've seen those videos on the internet. I'm not wearing that shit.
Right? Like our quality control for this whole pandemic is left up to masks made in India and fucking teenage people working at the Dollar General telling people to put their masks on. That's not exactly cutting edge stuff there, U.S. government.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was watching a big thing. They were showing how this he was a Chinese immigrant guy living in LA and started importing masks right before the pandemic, and I'm just like, what? You knew the shit was going to happen, so you brought in like 10,000 cases of masks, and I don't want to get Rob and them banned from.
Right, you just say the word. If you say the words COVID, mask, and scam all in the same thing, the channel gets banned instantly. Like, bye. Sorry about Rob. Nice knowing your channel, bro.
Yeah.
Oh
You
man,
just got demonetized.
right. There goes all the super chats. We're taking them back. You got to pay double what the super chats were to YouTube.
But that's why we have the after show on a different channel.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, it's not a bad idea. I mean, you could always create a fucking sub channel for hanging out. I mean, this is only just open. I mean, well, the other day when you went off of me and Everett and Bobby were on there, Joe Everett were in I think Colin. Oh, that's when. Did I show you guys the Colin sleeping? I gotta get a hold of Colin. Colin, if you're out there, let me know. I need permission to fucking post that sleeping video because it's fucking epic, and I want to make it a 10-hour loop. And it's just so funny, man. It's fucking awesome.
I know slightly about this.
He was on here earlier. I saw him commenting. So.
Yeah, I think Colin went to bed. I think he already said goodnight.
Okay.
Right, I'm headed to bed. You know.
You still have Carla muted.
I'm gonna go get some
I
ice.
saw her going. Never
I think I'm gonna take
muted.
a leak too. Hold on.
Okay, Rob.
Nope.
Can you hear me? No?
We can hear you.
A little bit.
It sounds like you're at the neighbor's house.
Big microphone, little mouse.
Okay, how about now?
It's better.
I'm turning
Better is
it on.
argumentative.
Nope.
What else I tried? Okay, how about that?
Same.
Same. I don't know what to do. I figured I did everything.
We can kind of hear you like this. As long as we all hold our breath, we can make noises.
Okay, how about
How
now?
do you weird?
Does it sound better or no?
It sounds still it's absolutely horrible. Whatever your connection is, you got to fire that guy. Your sound engineering department needs to raise. They're not getting paid enough because they're not doing a good job.
Alright, let me try messing with it again.
Hey, do you remember 300? What was the actor's name who played Xerxes? I think it was Xerxes.
Is he on the podcast?
No, I was just when I was out there taking a leak, I was just thinking about it. I need to get the guy in the show. Let's see here. Xerxes, Rodrigo Santoro.
Rodrigo Santoro. Isn't that like a movie character?
Yeah, he was he was Jeffrey Wright in the HBO series Westworld.
Joff?
Not Joffrey. Joffrey. Joffrey, you are coming by the village, Joffrey.
Okay, how about now? Oh, I hear.
Still bad.
Hold on.
Look around your house, find the thing that looks like a wastebasket, throw that computer in there, go to the Best Buy, buy a new computer, then we're good to go. Only thing that's going to happen at this point, you're painting a turd, Carla. Give it up.
I bought this thing because I buy a brand new computer.
They fucked your eyes out.
Yeah, you should have talked to the guy who sold the computers and told him not to give you the shit again.
The Geek Squad just got a 1 star.
Right? You get the bare minimum rating. You get the high school equivalency diploma of a computer right there in front of you.
One of the guys, I can't remember who it was, but they recommended the camera that I have now and for just doing like video chats and stuff, 4K, and it was like $28 on Amazon, and it's just great.
I remember when the pandemic first started, like you talking like April, May-ish, June-ish, right in there when everybody was having the webcam and shit. Man, the camera you're talking about was going for $30. It was like going for $150 because everybody was buying them.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing with lumber. I mean, it'll come back down eventually, but I mean, right now, just everybody's flush with that fucking stimulus money, man. They're fucking gonna go out and buy shit.
I use my stimulus money to actually stimulate my business and not buy new rims for my truck. So
I'm pretty sure I just bought weed. I can't remember what I did with it, but it's probably weed.
That's most of the guys I know too.
And for those of you wondering out there what the selection is, it's today it is Blackjack, which is 21.1% total THC. Looks like it's a sativa from Butterfly Effect, Grow, Ohio. I don't know where they're out of, but it's all right.
How about now?
I tell you, I love the stimulus checks because all the weed smokers I know, as soon as they got that money in, they were ordering briskets and stuff. So I'm just like,
why do you think I'm not friends with a bunch of weed channels and I'm friends with a bunch of barbecue channels? I mean, hello.
Yeah, Carla, same.
I don't know what to do.
Carla, do you remember Max Headroom from the 90s?
I remember that guy.
Say it again.
Max Headroom. You sound like Max Headroom right now. Go, Carla.
This motherfucker. Can't. It's like being there live with them. I can't.
Oh, shit, man. Carla, you remember that song Louie Louie? When they had the microphone from the ceiling and they were just yelling into it 6 from there? That's what you sound like right now.
Yeah.
Carla.
Oh, baby. Louie Louie. The Ferris Bueller Louie Louie or the Beatles Louie Louie?
Ooh, that's a good one. I thought, wait, that's not Louie Louie. That's Twist and Shout, I think. There's Max Headroom.
Oh, yeah. Twist and Shout.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off was a great fucking movie, man. That's a really good movie.
I actually got to see that in the theater.
Nice. I did not see that. The first, I'm trying to think back to some of the earlier movies I saw in the theater. I know I saw Return of the Jedi in the theater the first time.
There's a place by me that plays older movies every Sunday.
Oh, nice. I got one of those too. It's called a computer.
You mentioned Star Wars, and
but you don't get to see it on the big screen.
Here. They're getting ready to do. I just saw it online and everything. You remember General Grievous from the first 3 episodes or whatever?
Oh yeah.
They're getting ready to do a Star Wars story on General Grievous.
I don't know. I saw after. I'll tell you what, man. After episode 8, I was pretty much done with it. That was so fucking horrible.
It seemed like the Star Wars stories are good, but what they did with the Return of the Jedi, or not Return of the Jedi, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the one where the in between fucking 3 and 4 they did with the I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
with that chick, and they basically killed the Star Wars franchise with that, but. Yeah, social justice. But anyway, but the Star Wars Tales is being done by the same group that's doing the Mandalorian, and so it's more of that gritty comic story, you know. I like the Mandalorian personally.
I do too. I'm not gonna lie. That as much as they fucked up with episode 9 and beyond that episode 8, where I never saw 9, but the Mandalorian's legit. They did They did a solid job with that. I mean, I think it's just because Baby Yoda is just so overwhelmingly cute. Like, no matter who you are, you just look at him and you go, oh. So, I mean, even if the storyline is not the best in the world, I mean, like, that crib just goes right through fucking active mine laser fields and doesn't get a fucking scratch on him. So, the logistics of it's total bullshit, but he's just so cute, you just don't care. You know what I mean? So, it's just really a good show. Plus, they got Boba Fett, or whatever the fuck that guy's name is, Mando. That's legit. That's a fucking, that costume is just beyond balls awesome, man. That's fucking, they took Boba Fett's costume and chromed it out, man. Fuck yes.
And in The Mandalorian, you know, Jango Fett, you know, he was straight up fucking alpha in that, you know. That was great.
Boba Fett's probably my favorite Star Wars character. I'm not gonna lie. Boba Fett, it was fucking legit, dude. He didn't say one word in the first 3 episodes, just sat there and nodded. He went out like a bitch, though, fucking in the Tarlac pit or whatever, fucking digested over a period of 1,000 years. Man, it's a long time. Like, he would die within fucking couple days of asphyxiation. Who cares what happens to your body after that? Dark helmet.
That was a great fucking movie too.
Fuck yeah, it was, man.
Baseball.
Pizza the Hut.
Yeah, you know,
Schwartz.
the dogma, or what do they call it? The canon of Star Wars, you know, and basically he survived through the Sarlacc pit and everything like that, but that's not barbecue. But it's, I love it.
Oh, no doubt. When I'm even like, you got to talk about. This is why it's the after show. We're not going to talk about barbecue the whole time. I mean, we could talk about the viscosity and thermal breakdown of barbecue meats, but you know, after a while, after 45 minutes to talk like that, people can fall asleep. You know, you got to talk about other shit.
Or we can talk about slurry rubs.
Oh, slurry rubs! I'm telling you, that's going to be the thing, man. And once I get my fucking competition rub down, it's all slurry, man. It's badass.
Joey, this happened because I had a thought today. So I was like, all right, I'll mix salt, pepper, garlic in a thing, you know, and it's great, salt, pepper, garlic on most things. And then when it gets to like a quarter left, it's basically just garlic because all the garlic fell to the bottom at that point because it was like the finest, you know.
Mm.
So I was like, well, why don't people like mix it up in a slurry? That way it all mixes together and you can really shake it for reals. And then he's telling me that a slurry rub is a real thing.
Oh, I heard back from did I tell you I heard back from Jason Kelsey's account? Let me read what the message said here. It wasn't.
They didn't get back to me, and I'm from Philly.
It wasn't him responding. It was somebody else. Hold on. Let me go. Let me see if I can find this fucking thing. Hold on. God damn
it. Jason's busy with other requests.
It was pretty much that. Like he's not doing media right now. The standard line, but it was some chick, probably his wife, I would imagine. Let me see here. Here we go.
Did it say Mrs. Kelsey?
It says, "Hi Joe, sorry we missed your first message. Jay isn't really doing media right now, but I'll keep you in mind. Emily, whoever Emily is that his wife?
I don't know.
Let's look up Emily Kelsey. Let's see what pops."
Oh, the Brewcube is wondering what the hell is a slurry rub. Ready? Go, Brian. Go, Brian. Go. What's a slurry rub?
No. Don't put this on him. Put this on yourself. Don't fuck this man over a third time tonight.
No,
I'll fucking tell people what a slurry rub is.
He said it's real.
All your shit in a bag with some water, and you season your meat, and you throw it on the grill. You can't get any more basic than that.
Now, can I take my basic Uncle Steve shake sweet and spicy here?
Can
I take
my
that?
wife, we love this one.
Oh, I know that's my favorite. Can we take that and add some water to it and make a slurry roll?
Fuck! Can we not fuck this up?
I can't wait. My next video. My next video is going to be take your rub to the next level.
Dude, I want to see that video.
Are we going to do it on a frozen pork butt and a non-frozen pork butt also, and just fuck the internet upside down?
Yeah, and just fuck everybody up. Take hey, we're going to take like the carnivore rub, Uncle Steve's, and everything, and we're going to add water to it, and we're going to season our meats, and then we're going to cook it on my my new gravity fed char grill.
Yeah. There we go.
Boom. Here's what we should do to fuck with some of the big part. To get like $500, go to somebody like, hey man, cook me up a bunch of meat for a festival. And then as soon as they cook it up, just take it and throw it right in the garbage and piss them off. They would hate that shit, bro. That'd be funny as fuck. See a look on their face, they'd be laughing and shit. They'd be crying. Like, why did I cook all that meat and you threw it away? And they'd just be like, fuck you.
Just hurt something in my body, and I'm not. I don't even find that humorous.
Right? That pisses you off just thinking about it. Right? Like, why the fuck would anybody do that? It's fucking horrible.
Okay, so on a semi-serious note, Rob, somewhere in the next month, you know how we do like a here's a special show for the hot seat. I want to have a special show about the slurry rub, and I'll be that one Republican on MSNBC that just gets slaughtered to fucking hell. But let's have this.
Through you, about $5.
We need to have this conversation, and we can throw maybe we do it after the Keith Buttag bullshit frozen pork butt, fresh pork butt debate. Whatever that
Rob,
you guys are going on here.
I'll talk to you later. I'll actually send you some of the Thai stuff that we get from my wife's brother. He owns a restaurant in Thailand. They call them mukatas, and basically it's like a buffet, and they do all this stuff. And he's got his own kind of seasonings and everything, and that's what I used on the pork that I did on my Instagram, and it just lays down beautiful. And you can try your slurry rub with that, but listen to me, don't let it go over 2 hours or it'll cure your meat.
Slurry collab. I went to Thailand to buy a new bow tie. It was fun. Different Thailand though, not Thailand like the food Thailand, like Thailand like Thailand, Thailand. It's a story I just made up.
Where I lived for almost 15 years. Yeah.
There is a store called the Thai Bar where I bought a Thai clip from once. I don't know where it's at. Yeah. I think it's in the one closet above my kitchen stove.
I just think it's funny, like guys like Keith, they always focus on the ladyboys, and there's more elephants than ladyboys in Thailand, but everybody wants to talk about the ladyboys.
There's also more cheap steaks in Thailand than fucking trannies as well, but nobody ever talks about the $3 steaks. Everybody wants to fucking get with the tranny when they go to Thailand.
Exactly.
And with that, after the hot seat, will now be after the hot seat 2 revisited.
Yeah. So everyone's saying if you're playing the slurry rub drinking game this whole time, you'd be slaughtered.
That's like every hot seat for me, every fucking week.
Are we playing the slurry drinking game?
We're playing a weed smoking game. What we do is we smoke weed while you're on a YouTube stream, and you keep smoking weed until you run out of weed. And after that, you may have to go get more weed. But by then, if you have enough weed beforehand, you don't have to worry about it usually.
But I don't smoke weed. So.
No, well, there you go. You don't have to worry about that game then.
So I can just drink.
Hell yeah, you can fucking throw it on. People in Texas can drink till the cows come home because there's cows right there and they're at home.
Yeah.
Because chances are, if you live in Texas, you're right by a fucking ranch and like 90 pickup trucks in that cold.
You know what? He's not lying because, about 10 feet off my house, there's cows.
Carla,
see?
Same?
Yeah. We can tell as soon as you unmute because we hear all the feedback.
Right. It sounds like you're on a payphone and fucking somebody's jiggling the wire.
Yeah, remember that? You'd be on the phone as soon as the wire moved, it was like the metal cord.
I was so cheap and I was so bad with money when I was a teen. I used to call collect and say, hey mom, it's Joe, call me, blah, blah, and I just give the number on the phone. She'd call me back and memorize it. Because I was that cheap. I couldn't afford a fucking quarter.
What? You were so rich you had an answering machine back then?
We were one of the first people to get caller ID though back in, I think it was 93-ish. Yeah, back then it was a little box and just said the number. usually mostly unknown because nobody had caller ID back then.
Well, they used to make you pay for it, $2 a month.
Oh yeah, you had to rent the little machine there for the first part, and then they started coming out with caller ID enabled phones after a while.
Yeah.
And now they even tell you, "Oh, this is a scam number calling you."
Right? It's like, well, why can't that? Okay, that you just hit a fucking nerve with me. These numbers that call, I can't even answer my phone anymore. 80% of them are fucking bullshit. How can we, as a society, send multiple missions to Mars with fucking hovercrafts and goddamn drones taking videos and Mars rovers and shit and soil samples they can analyze remotely from fucking 5 hours away, 3 fucking, however long it takes to get to fucking Mars, but we can't get a goddamn felony law to stop these fucking telemarketers from calling me all goddamn day and all goddamn night, the same people, day in and day fucking out. Like, no, stop it. I'm not going to answer your call. I'm not going to pay your bill. Obviously, if I didn't pay your fucking bill the first 26 times in a row you called me, I'm not going to pay it now. Day 27, bye, block.
Joe, do you have an iPhone or Android?
Oh, I got the fucking cheapest phone alive. It's an Android.
Oh,
Hey,
well, you should be able to.
You need a 3D printer.
You should be able to just tell it. You could probably tell it to skip all the spam calls.
That's true. Hey, my voicemail is full at this point. I don't even fucking clear it. So if they can just fuck it. I mean, if you don't have Facebook, you know, you can get hold of me. You can text me. People are like, we need to talk. No, we don't. We don't need to talk. We can text. We don't need to talk. If I want to talk to you, yeah, I'll talk to you, but I'm not going to talk to you then because I know you're going to talk for a fucking hour and I got shit to do.
You know, I'm kind of old school, and people will text me all the time, and I'll call them back, and they're just kind of freaked out that I called them back, and I'm like, well, this is what we do. You know, we just talk to people.
Yeah.
Well, the only reason I don't like talking is because every time my house is real small, and every time I'm on the phone, I'm like, how's that? I'm like, I don't know half the time. I just answer the phone. Like, I mean, that's why I don't even answer the phone because it's like I don't want to say who's that to a telemarketer. You know, it's bad enough I got to deal with one fucking telemarketer. I got to deal with another one downstairs. Ask me who's that. That's essentially another form of telemarketing. Ask me who's on the phone. I don't want fucking multiple telemarketers come at me at once in life. I want peace. I want weed. Titties in my face. Like that.
I've been getting phone calls like left and right saying that I've got unpaid student loan debt, right? And I paid off my student loans with my GI Bill back in the fucking early 90s. And it was like, what the fuck is this shit? You know? And then I got other people calling me going, oh, we have houses to rent in your area.
And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, I do not answer the phone. I don't have time for that in my life.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't start happening until I got on Instagram.
Okay.
I've got my my number on there for orders and everything like that, so people can call me. And I don't mind people calling me out of the blue, you know, as long as they're real people.
Right.
But
yeah.
Instagram's been kind of corrupted by these
influencers. Oh yeah.
Yeah, whatever. And now you get all these robocalls too. And my wife she's sitting there next to me, and I'll just click hang up, and she's like, "Well, that could have been a customer," and I was like, "No." Apple just told me this is a scam call, so I'm hanging up on them.
Right.
Back about 20 years ago or so, my wife answered the phone, home phone, and it's a girl on the line, and she's like, "Hi, is Rob there?" And I wasn't. I was like at work or something. So she's like, "No, who's calling?"
Who this bitch?
What's that?
Who this bitch?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I forget how it went, but she wouldn't say where she was, like why she was calling or this or that. So
Who this bitch?
Yeah. So I get home. Bobby's like, "Who's this called for you?" Or, no. I was home. Right?
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's not how it went, but you can keep going with your story.
Yeah, I was home. So now I'm on the phone. Ends up being like it's somebody from Sears because I owed him money for like a credit card.
Stupid, but
right, yeah.
Hmm.
But the whole thing was like she wouldn't tell her who she was. You know, she was like, "Hi, is Rob there?" Like it's like a personal call.
I was
like, "What?" She's like, "Where are you calling from?"
Like,
personal
random girl call voice.
Yeah.
Well, a perfect example. you know, you guys that follow me on Instagram, I just bought this brand new fucking Ram fucking 5.7 Hemi truck. And my phone integrates with the fucking with the truck and everything. So when somebody
Right.
calls me when I'm in the trunk, it goes to the speakers. You can do everything. And my wife's sitting there, and I push the button on the steering column, and these fucking robots are just like, "Hey, Brian, how are you? We haven't talked to you in a while." And my wife's looking at me just going, "Who the fuck is this bitch?"
Yeah.
You know? And then they go, "We have rental properties in your area that you might be interested in." And I'm like, "God damn, what the fuck?"
Yeah. Sorry, Carla. It was still doing it. I think Carla. I think maybe you need to find try a headset.
Learn American Sign Language. She turned into a Blackhawks sweatshirt. Oh, it's no longer yesterday, but happy Jackie Robinson Day.
Yeah, who the fuck is that?
Jackie Robinson played baseball for the Brooklyn Dodgers, and then April 15th, 1947, broke the color barrier for Major League Baseball, which up until then had only held Caucasian players, paving the way for such luminaries as Larry Doby to join the American League in 1948.
That's great.
And in the 1970s, the league had an all-time high of over 30% African-American players. Now it's an all-time low in the past 20 years, about 6 or 7 African-American players, but one could debate because black people do speak Spanish.
Hey, Joey, I have a Larry Doby statue. You want it?
Sure.
All right. Next time I see you, I'll bring it to you.
Sweet. I'll smoke you out, too.
I don't know what that means, but lunch sounds great.
Oh, you're going to get high today. I know you don't smoke weed. I know this. But it's Friday. You ain't got no job. You ain't got no life. You got shit to do.
Get fired on your day off.
How the fuck you going to get fired on your day off? I should get some man. I should get the guy who played not obviously Ice Cube or Chris Tucker, but I should get the other guy.
Smokey taking a shit guy?
Yeah, there's somebody on that show who's within the scope of my show. Let me see what we got here. There's somebody within that movie who's within the scope of my fucking stupid show. Let's see here. I'm not going to get anybody from the later 2 Fridays because the first one was the only good one. Well, the second one was serviceable. The third one was fucking trash.
Oh, no, the third one was garbage. Yeah, the first one's the only really good one.
They were supposed to do a new one this year until fucking Tiny Lister died. Well, I don't know if they're still doing it or not, but I know because I was watching right after Tiny Lister died. I went on Cameo when I was looking at like his last couple cameos before he died and shit, and he was talking about they were supposed to do a new one.
Well, they'll just CGI his ass in there. And
Right. They did Paul Walker in fucking Fast 7 or whatever. Oh, shit.
Just like they did in Star Wars, you know? It'll be the same thing.
Ooh, Faison Love, the guy who played Big Worm. Let's see how old he is. Oh, he's only 52. Okay, we can get this guy.
What's the rest of his credits? Because I don't know him well enough other than that part.
Let's see. This is known for Friday, 1985, Elf, 2003, Torque, 2004, and The Replacements, the year 2000.
Yeah, in The Replacements, I remember seeing him in that movie, and I'm in the movie theater in Thailand, right? And I'm like, Big Worm! And all the Thais are just looking at me, just going, this fucking crazy white motherfucker.
All right, let's see who he's represented by. Emancipated Talent. And his representative talent agent is Crystal Ships Artist Talent and Literary. Yeah, that's way too much fucking. No, Crystal Ships Artist at gmail.com. Let's try. Let's see. Copy email.
Dear Big Perm.
Dear Big Perm. I'm a big worm. Can I interview you? Signed, Joey Edibles. I've been wanting to get fucking Afro Man on the show. You won't return my fucking emails.
I I kind of understand why.
Do I got one?
I'm just being a smartass because I don't know how you pull the fucking talent you pull, quite honestly.
Hustle, hustle, hustle. I mean, literally, what we're doing right now is just all I do all day. I'll fucking smoke it out, bullshit with people, and think of some names and email and just hustle it and try to get it. Faison. I got to spell his name right or else they're not going to take me seriously. Faison Love. That's a crazy name, man. Faison Love. AKA Elvin Tostig.
I can't feel like I'm watching Indiana Jones because Bobby's head is like on a pedestal the entire show.
Why am I on a pedestal?
Because it's like whatever that is. What is that? Your knee?
My knee?
Is like just. It's like Temple of Doom. Like take it off.
Leave me alone, hobo.
I didn't hear what you said.
I said, leave me alone, hobo. Comfortable.
Whatever makes you happy. I'm just telling you what I'm looking at. And I'm going. It's like Temple of Doom.
It's my head on a stick.
I'm a jalapeno on a stick.
How's that sound?
What is that guy's name? Jeff. Not Jeff.
Jeff Dunham.
Is it Jeff Dunham?
It is.
Jeff Dunham.
Fuck, I got the first
Yep.
name right. I'm calling that a win.
How do I
Got
sound?
it.
Can you guys hear me?
You sound better until you move.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible. That's like being smashed in the face with 100 dicks.
For real? Still sounds bad?
Pretty close.
That was better.
Fucking hilarious.
You just can't shake your head.
As long as you don't move the wires, it's good.
Oh God.
If you move the wires, then you become Ahmed.
She plugged a headset into a rotary phone, dialed up to AOL, jumped on Rob's stream, and now we're all at the mercy of a cat accidentally tripping over a wire, which will then show their asshole, which fucking Brian knows nothing about.
Oh, yes.
Oh God.
My cat.
You mentioned
God, I hate all your faces.
Mittens.
No,
I didn't say nothing.
I'm fucking beautiful, baby.
It's just coming.
I'm man pretty, is what they call me.
Your mall tomorrow. They canceled the bridal thing for that. Jesus Christ.
Come on, Everett. Come on, Bobby.
I've actually had when the whole shit over there at the
Fine,
Capitol
Everett.
and everything like that. Man, most of my big contracts like Exxon and all these oil companies, because they have all these social justice warrior fucking people working in their admin office and stuff. They canceled my shit, all my contracts, and it was like, oh, why are you canceling my contracts? And they're like, because of your name. And I was like, wait, because I'm a patriot and I've got a big fucking American flag. This is unacceptable to your business acumen right now. And they were basically like, yeah. And these were all purple-haired fucking hippopotamus girls that were canceling my shit. And then, like a few weeks later, we had this thing here in Texas, and then nobody could get nobody could deliver any food, and I was the only guy delivering, and all these purple-haired hippopotamus girls had to call me back and go, "Please deliver food to our plant, please." I'm like, yeah. $30 extra. You know?
Night, Madwood.
I hate these people. I literally hate these people.
You should feed in their cornflakes and shit in the brisket. If you wrap up a log in one of those fucking leaves and put it in the side, not where they can smell it, you got to make sure just to where it stinks a little bit, and then they open up and they see that kind of semi-smell of turd right there. That sends a message.
Well, like a lot of these like baguettes with order shit for me, and we put bacon grease in our potato salad, together and everything. And I would not tell them. I would just let them eat it and just go, "Oh, it's good," and they keep ordering it. So I don't care. I hate these people. Hate.
I feel it. Some of these people are stupid, man.
When we had the stand over in San Leon, we'd have these vegans coming up going, "Do you have any vegan options?" And it's like, "Yeah, we've got our smoked baked potatoes with brisket, and we've got our smoked baked potatoes with pulled pork. And what do you want?" "Well, that has meat." And it was like, "Yeah, you're a vegan, so get the fuck out of here."
Man, why would a vegan be at a meat festival?
I hate vegans. And in our drinking club here in Houston, we have a vegan, and he knows I fucking hate vegans. They were like the bottom of the earth.
He's like, "What's the vegan special? We got a plate with ketchup. It's $2.50. Give us spoons of extra
Man, if there, with everything going on in the world, and I don't care. If you tell me you're a vegan, we're fucking done. And I'm gonna lay into your ass. That's just me.
Well, if they're stupid enough to show up at a barbecue stand, they're open season.
Yeah. Oh, Grumpus!
What's going on, Brian? Hey, you did good tonight, buddy.
I love you, man. I don't even remember our conversation from last night because I was so drunk.
What conversation?
Yeah, there you go. This guy is great. Follow this guy on YouTube. This is the guy that I was telling you before we did the pre-show and everything like that. This is the guy you need to have on the hot seat.
Yeah.
He'd probably do better with Keith than I did.
Oh, I doubt that. I'm afraid of Keith.
Should be.
Where is Keith anyways? I got to talk to – I don't really have to talk to him. I just like talking to him because he's funny and old.
That's why he went to bed.
Keith would wad me up and wring me out because I'm from Indiana and I moved to Texas 40 years ago.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Grumpus is double fucked.
But, I had to get on fucking Keith because he had all those boxes behind him, and it was like, "What? Are you storing toilet paper back there?"
That's a good line.
Yeah. I think he set up his stuff in the spare bedroom where they I guess
don't film the Pornhub videos.
Well, his son's moving back with him, isn't he?
I think so.
Oh, it was a great time. And, he stumped me with some of those questions, and I'm like,
yeah,
I had no idea that Seabrook was listed by the mainstream media as one of the places to move in the U.S. I had no idea.
But that's what we say. We say nobody's going to get the questions right, but we're all going to learn something.
Keith just Googles the state you live in and obscure Texas facts and fucking just runs with it. You don't really do research. Don't let him.
Yeah.
You don't know that shit. He's like fucking Alex Trebek. It's on a card. You know what I mean?
That's what I was gonna think. he was pulling shit out of his ass, and then I was just like, what?
Good old Keith.
But I tell you, he's one of the high points of you guys' show, because he fucks with people so hard.
Well, that was something me and Rob talked about at the beginning. Let's make people scared to be on the hot seat.
Yeah,
It's working.
it is called the hot seat.
Right. It's not called
I told you guys in the pre-show that was the only part that I was worried about.
Yeah.
Right. It's not called A Comfortable Time with Robin Hobo. It's called The Hot Seat.
I feel like that might be a better title.
It is a cool title. A Comfortable Time with Robin Hobo.
I tell you, I've been getting messages all night. People have been watching this stuff. A lot of the guys didn't come over to the private party show, but they've been messaging me going, man, that was like the best YouTube stream that we've ever seen and everything. So, oh, cool. It is what it is, and okay, we're just being ourselves and drinking and having a good time and all that.
Yeah.
You can either hold a room and make people laugh, or you fucking can't. I mean, it's not hard. But some people are entertaining, some people are boring. It's just life, Some dogs have 3 legs and they can walk normal. Some dogs with 3 legs, they fucking wobble and fall over. You can't predict what happens with these dogs. It depends what paw if they lost. Like if they lost a front paw, it's a lot more harder to walk than if they lost a back paw, because they can wag their tail for balance a little bit. But with the front paw, they're always off balance and can lean to that one side. So it just depends.
Yeah.
Well, since Dash has been on here and I first started subscribing, Dash is the reason I subscribed when he was going to be on your show and everything like that. And I've been watching hot seats and everything. And I'm not going to call out names and everything like that, but my wife and I watch a lot of this stuff together. We got the YouTube all fucking plumbed into our TV and everything, and I'm sitting there. We got our son there, and my wife, a couple of years ago, again, I'm not going to call out any names, but my wife's just like, who the fuck is this guy? And you guys were sitting there on your thing, on your side, just going, there was no after party, there was just this is
Yeah, they've all been different, they've all been fun.
Well, most of the guys that I see, I try to jump on when I can, when you guys are doing the hot seat and everything like that.
Right.
Yeah, I really enjoy the after party shows, though. So
they're the best.
They are the best, because then you get to really, see people. Because during the normal hot seat broadcast, everybody's trying to be all nice and represent everything like that. And then you get to the after party and it's like, all right, we're rolling into Poland.
Yeah. That's when Joey hops on.
Well, that's why I've noticed that too with my show. Like if I have a guest on, if it's the more popular guests, I like to just do the pre-recorded, because if I have them on, people are going to ask the questions are going to all be out of sequence. It's going to be all fucked up. It's not going to flow right, and they're going to ask stupid questions or questions I don't really care about. And it's like, so it's just easier just to do the pre-recorder for that. But if it's somebody who's just us, like a radio producer, or whatever, I'll have those guys on live because they can just answer whatever. But it's just. I forgot what I was talking about, really. I'm not going to lie. Totally forgot. I think it's time for some more weed, though. It's so late, though. I shouldn't be staying up this late. I got to work at 6.
Well, tomorrow you got Frau Farbissina, right?
That's right. Minnie Sterling. She was Frau Farbissina at Austin Power. Start the laser. She was.
Yeah. I'm late.
I'm
Well,
late. No, you don't understand. I'm late.
Did you make her say I'm late?
She said it on her own volition. I asked her if she was sick about it, and she says, "No, I always like singing. I'm late." Well, she's on Cameo, so like when they're on Cameo, they kind of have to stay. They still like it because that's kind of the way she's going to make money. I mean, she gets like $60 a cameo just for saying, whatever to, happy birthday, hobo. I'm late for your party, shit like that, whatever. I don't know what she does.
Yeah.
I haven't really checked out the cameos, but that's what I would eventually want to get on Cameo, dude. For $25 a fucking thing or whatever, I'll just roast your fucking great aunt's boyfriend or whatever and do whatever. And I'll just sit there and do that all day. Do 5 of those a day and just fucking just sit there and smoke weed, bro. I could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of do that now.
Who would probably be a good guy, a good person to be on the hot seat is that I can't remember her name, but she works for Valentina's in Austin. She is like one of the only. Besides Mama over there at Snow's, she's probably the only female freaking pitmaster in Texas.
Valentina's is in Austin, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah. Well, it's just outside of Austin.
But basically, Rob, it was on the hot seat. I swear to God. Maybe I'm losing my mind. Somebody talked about going to Franklin's, and then Franklin told him to go to Valentina's. Am I losing my shit here?
No.
I don't know.
remember.
It
was Bowers.
No, I've been to
Holy
both.
fuck, I am so on point right now. It was Bowers Barbecue. Brian, didn't mean to cut you off, but I am having like a holistic fucking moment here that never happens this deep.
Personally, I respect Aaron Franklin as a pitmaster, and he's good, and he's done a lot. He started from the backyard to do what he does now, But I've had his barbecue, and I've had Valentina's barbecue, and I've had what is it, Snow's barbecue, and all these other guys, and Aaron Franklin's kind of just like a thing. And if you go there and eat, even Harry Sue went there and he was like, yeah, this is okay barbecue. Aaron Franklin overcooks it because that's the way we like things here in Texas. We like it tender. We like it falling apart, ribs, everything like that. So he does Texas style, not competition style. But like I said, it is what it is. But I prefer the flavor of Valentina's over Franklin's.
They just take the plate and they just make it into a belt buckle when you're done in Texas. Like they just take the barbecue plate and they just right it as a belt buckle.
Dude, if you don't have a belt buckle in Texas, you just slash it anyway.
If you go to Franklin's restaurant, is it him cooking or is it they're following his recipe?
Aaron actually walks around. I've got his autograph on stuff because I was there when he first opened his first place right there in Austin off of 6th Street. I didn't know. I was just a guy, I wasn't doing barbecue or anything like that. And it was like, oh, I got to meet the owner and I've got his autograph on a picture. And from what I hear today is that he still does that. He doesn't do any of the cooking himself. He just micromanages.
Yeah.
Which you have to do in barbecue. When I had my stand over in San Leon, I had to micromanage that shit to hell, because if you don't do that, you're gonna just have some sloth that works for you, just thinking they can run a pit at 350 degrees as long as the temperature when you need to take it off the pit is like, no, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
I wonder where that guy who used to do the Micro Machines commercials. I wonder what he's doing nowadays. I'm gonna get him out.
The micro
The penny racers.
No, they're called Micro Machines. It was a guy who talked really fast. Like, these are incredible, awesome Micro Machines.
He's the world records guy.
All right, his name is John Muschiata Jr., also known as Motor Mouth John Muschiata and the Fast Talking Guy.
Oh,
Yeah, see, I just wish I had his connections when Keith was asking me questions.
I'm gonna see if this guy's on IMDb.
Well, I think Franklin has gone beyond barbecue and become more of an attraction now.
Well, that's exactly right, Grumpus, and a lot of us in the barbecue side of things, especially on the Texas side, you know, he's trying to charge $4,000 for a fucking one brisket fucking barbecue pit, and it's ridiculous.
Holy shit! Too much.
Well, I've never been there yet. It's in my bucket list just so I can say I did it. But it's kind of like seeing the Alamo or going to the Riverwalk or going to Franklin's. I don't know. It's just one of them things needs to be done.
Said,
You know?
I'll bring a brisket over to your house, and then when we go up to the Austin at the end of the month, you're going to be disappointed. I bet for you guys that don't know, there's a big thing going on at Austin at the end of the month for barbecue guys. So, yeah. I'm gonna bring my little trailer hitch fucking offset smoker. I'm gonna do some damage.
There you go. You might end up finding a new place to live over there.
Yeah.
Austin, no. Central over there.
Too many Californians over there now.
Oh yeah, Californians and. My buddy just sent me a picture, and it was like every license plate was like Florida and California. And I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I'd rather live out in Sealy and out in your neck of the woods.
There you go. Me too.
Than any place like that.
All right, guys, I'm gonna get off of here. I gotta get up with the kids tomorrow.
This is the best your sound has sounded the entire time, and now you took off.
Right?
I know it took me all night to fix it.
It still
Took all night for us to hear her say goodbye.
Yeah, right.
Well, now you know for next one.
I will. I got
Now we have
ready
Bob. Now we're gonna have Bobby on Bobby top of action.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night,
When
Carl.
everybody's gone, I'll tell you a secret. And,
Oh, he went wonky.
Man, I'm getting dizzy.
what just happened? Okay, so
I got moved to the bottom. Hobo always gets put in the corner.
one thing.
No!
There he is.
I'm here to talk about Slurry Rub.
Sorry, Brian, you're about to say something.
Slurry rubs. Okay. Slurry rubs.
Rub.
I'm
Rob,
telling
your
you,
name's kind of like Rub. If
especially
Rob was talking to an Indian guy, he'd
competition, Slurry rubs is. I'm telling you, is 100% where you need to go.
hello, Mr. Rub. Hello, Mr. Rub. So if you say Rob's name with the Indian accent, and it sounds like Rub. Hello, Mr. Rub. What are you doing today? Do you want the curry fried rice or the slurred curry?
No.
You
Curry and
didn't,
slurry.
you didn't shake your head enough while you were doing it.
I'm not. I mean, Indian food is an acquired taste. I'm not a really big fan of it myself. It's just like it's like rice and lentils with a bunch of fucking hot spices, and that's it. I mean, it's not really that much.
Yeah, I'm not. I love Indian food. When I lived in Thailand, there's a bunch of Indian restaurants and stuff like that. Man, you get used to that curry and everything like that over. You can only eat so much, papaya salad and all that stuff. So.
Gets in your nostrils, that fucking curry. I smell it. It just never gets out of there. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, who eats this shit?
Gets on your clothes.
Right. Fucking burn holes in your clothes and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Make your breath smell like a fucking mall. You don't want that shit.
Next thing you know, your cats are stinking like curry. They turn around on you.
The next thing you know, you're wearing a burqa and
you got fucking 5 sheep behind you and fucking 3 women over here. Fucking hairy armpits. What did I didn't sign up for this? No way. I signed up for something else, not this.
It was funny. My first job outside of the U.S. was in Qatar, and we had this guy, and he was a professional weightlifter, right? And this guy was huge. He was just stacked. And we're sitting there the first night, we're going to get dinner, and he's just like, I fucking hate curry. And I was like, dude, you picked the fucking wrong job to be on here in the Middle East.
Where were you in Qatar? Were you at the Al Udeid Air Base?
No, I was in Doha working at the engineering department for Rosgas.
Okay, Qatar is so fucking hot. It's like so. Imagine the hottest place you've ever been, and then turn on the heat, and that's what Qatar is like. It's so hot.
No, and I completely disagree with you on that.
So hot.
Yeah, the Rumaila field over in Iraq. I was there working for CNOC, Chinese National Petroleum.
Mm-hmm.
We had 140 degrees. When I was working in Kazakhstan down there, it was 150, 160 degrees.
Now, is it Kazakhstan or Kazakhstan?
Kazakhstan.
Oh, so I was wrong both times. So Kazakhstan, not Kazakhstan, or not Kazakhstan.
Yeah, they just basically rebuilt their whole country from Chevron, and I was a Chevron engineer over there. And over there in Tingis, I basically designed their whole sulfur refining facility over there.
I thought I had some cool countries visiting me. You got fucking Kazakhstan. No, I still don't know how to say it right because I'm high.
Easy for you to say.
Right, it's easy. You say Kazakhstan, I say Kazakhstan. You say Kazakhstan, I say Kazakhstan. Let's call the whole thing
Tajikistan. A little funner. Probably a different country, which I know it is. But
yeah.
That's a different country.
Yeah.
Even though it's like the same country.
Uzbekistan and all that. I actually did the kind of negotiations from China and Kazakhstan to build a pipeline through Uzbekistan into China, over into Guangzhou, where they have the Chevron refinery there.
Nice.
So, yeah.
How was the Uzbek negotiations? Were those guys cool?
No, the Uzbeks were great because Uzbekistan is basically run by.
They're very respectful.
Yeah, they're very respectful. But that's like Kazakhstan and everything. Those people are very respectful as well. Azerbaijan, not so much. But Uzbekistan was really great. The Chinese were really great to deal with, but they just tried to fuck you on everything. So you just had to say no.
Their hair's so straight over there, like so straight in China. It's all the same straight. It's just straight as hell. It's like an arrow.
Well, Chinese negotiations. I've dealt with this professionally on several different levels. You just got to tell them, no, this is the way it is. and then they'll try to get you down or whatever like that. I was able to save Chevron almost $150 million on a pipeline going from Kazakhstan to the Shangzhou province and everything like that. And the Chinese hated it, because I just told them no.
Do they really, those Uyghurs, those Muslim Uyghurs up there? Do they really fuck with those guys, or what's up with that?
Oh yeah. That's they
cool.
don't tolerate fucking Muslim bullshit over there. It's the same in Thailand too. They have the Muslim population that's coming up from Malaysia and everything, and trying to claim territory in the South of Thailand, all this stuff. And when the Uyghurs started coming over from Myanmar, after I was living there, and I don't care what you guys see on the news and what you believe, these fuckers raped a 13-year-old girl, and the Buddhist people were just like, enough is enough. And they started clear cutting the fucking Muslims and monks, everybody. They were like, enough. And then when they started clear cutting the fucking Muslims, everybody, the international community got involved. Oh, these people are so oppressed. Just like what happened in Yugoslavia. We were on the wrong side of that joke. But now we're talking politics again. I'm sorry.
Hey, I don't worry, my man. I can guarantee you, not one person
How do you really feel?
knows anything about Myanmar politics, or they don't even know where Myanmar is. They probably don't. It's not even called Burma anymore. They probably still call it Burma. You know what I mean?
They still call it Burma over there. One of my buddies, he owns 5 casinos in Myanmar. What it is, the Buddhists are not big on gambling. So the Myanmar government has allowed gambling in their country, even though they're Buddhists. So the Thais have set up casinos on the borders for the Thais to go over or across, spend their money and stuff like that. Cambodia is the same. The guy, Mr. Wong, great guy, big property owner. And it's just money hand over fist. They're building a new casino right outside of Chiang Rai right now. It's going to rival that little island. I can't remember.
Macau?
Yeah, Macau. It's going to rival that. But it's in the middle of the jungle where the Chinese government can't touch. Nice.
Now, over there in Myanmar, do they still have the Burmese pythons? Like, what's the biggest one you saw in the wild?
Oh, man, on my farm, I've got a 38-acre farm in Thailand, and we would get 20, 25-foot pythons.
How about that, Bobby? How that fuck at you? Wake up in the morning, you see a fucking 25-foot snake outside your door.
Oh, no, we just kill them and put them on a stick and load their guts up with garlic and season it and put them on the fire.
Snake steaks. I like it.
It was good.
Like a slab of them ribs.
Oh, yeah. A lot of Westerners kind of fucking, oh, no, I would never eat that. Oh, you get in the jungle. They got jungle mice, right? And we used to set these little traps. And so we'd wake up and we'd have like all these little mice hanging up, and we'd fillet them out and kind of spatchcock these mice, and then put them on the barbecue, and then got the steaks just gutted and filled with garlic and green onion and all kinds of stuff. And
damn, video coming soon.
Man,
I was just
This is the next collab right here. Fucking, jungle mice and fucking snake meat. Collab, Rob. Bring it.
Rat
Collab, dude.
Wreck 'em.
Subscribe to Patriot Barbecue for the video.
It's a wrap. Yeah. Do it.
I have a rat slather.
Yeah.
Slurry.
Slurry.
Not slurry.
Rat
Collab.
slurry.
Slurry.
Come on,
It's a
because
slurry.
in Texas we eat rattlesnake, so it's not that big of a stretch, you know.
Same difference.
The Burmese field jungle mice slurry collab. I like it.
Slurry collab.
We have our farm up in Chiang Mai, you know, that's prime cobra territory, and we would catch cobras and cut them off right behind the poison gland, and then gut them and wrap them on the stick, and then barbecue them and stuff.
Now, do you typically put like a Sweet Baby Ray's on those?
Oh yeah, Sweet Baby Ray's in Thailand. It's all the hit, man.
What's the rap scene like over there in Thailand? Like, where the emerging rappers?
And actually, it's the rap scene is huge over there, but you know, and I'm kind of the old school. I don't like rap and anything like that, and the only rap I listen to really is like Mr. Bond. So
I thought you were gonna say the only rap I like is Butcher Paper.
Yeah, right. Full Texas crap.
And I really don't like Butcher Paper, and a lot of the competition. I guess it goes back to my competition days when I used to do this professionally competition. I never used Butcher Paper, and I don't understand people that use Butcher Paper. It's just my thing.
I keep trying to, but
Yeah,
I like foil.
I did too. What I would normally do is I have Butcher Paper and I'll use it for bigger cuts of meat like brisket or pork butt, but then like I'll use foil for ribs and like smaller stuff. But I did some ribs, just St. Louis ribs last week, and I was gonna use foil. I used foil on the first one, and then I ran out of foil, so I did Butcher Paper on the second one. And the foil really does like cook it quicker because they looked identical when I put them in. When I unwrapped them, the foil ones were probably 10 degrees hotter at least.
One thing I gotta say on that, Harry Sue has actually been putting out some really good videos the last couple of weeks, where he's been, you know, trying to fight Jeremy Yoder on this Wagyu fat
On the tallow.
Yeah, the tallow stuff.
The tallow.
Wars.
I've been doing the tallow thing on my briskets for years. When I smoke my briskets, I'll actually take my brisket trimmings and I'll put it on a rack above my brisket, right? So it's dripping down on it while my brisket's smoking. I don't have to spritz it. I don't have to do anything else. So that's my pro tip from my restaurant. But
Oh, you got Everett shaking his head. Yeah, huh?
I'll think. Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, but the difference is Harry's looking at it from a competition standpoint, and Jeremy's looking at it from a selling standpoint, and those are so two different worlds that
it is.
It's a dick measuring contest that nobody has a winner of, because depending on whose plot of land you're in, the fucking measuring stick's different.
Well,
yeah, if you're going from underneath the balls or on top from the chef.
We all do spritzes and stuff like that. And I tell you, you know, I don't use mops. I never have. I've been a baster. I'm a master baster.
I've heard that.
And I take my renderings Well, I'll take my brisket cuts and I'll put them in a pan and pretty much next to my water pan on my pit. So that way it kind of distributes the heat more, but it renders that fat down before the heat gets to my briskets. And I've got a stainless steel turkey baster, and I'll just suck that rendered fat out and put that on my briskets. I don't use vinegars or anything like that. I just use the natural brisket fat, and it makes the brisket so much better. And now that Harry Sue and Jeremy Yoder are on the, oh yeah, we're doing this, and we're like, yeah, been doing it for a while now. Thank you.
So Brian, here's the thing I tell everybody: YouTube and Barbecue Pitmasters completely fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Any random Tom, Dick, and Harry who decides to buy a smoker tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Because they're jumping into so much dumb when I say dumb shit, I mean that respectfully.
Yeah.
Dumb shit that they're getting more misinformation than they're getting good information.
Overly complicating it.
Yeah. Basically, Grump is just fucking literally dink.
Yeah. So Everett,
are you going to call Grumpus the professional dinker?
Well, if it was hard, I wouldn't be doing it.
So Everett, next time you're doing a brisket, when you do all the trimmings, are you going to place them above it next time you're cooking it?
I'm going to do a rendered beef fat slurry rub.
The fat slurry rub. But yeah, what you were just saying, barbecue pitmasters and a lot of these guys have just fucked up barbecue, and that's my personal opinion. There's guys like Malcolm.
Where's Hobo?
Hobo. What up, Tatter?
Hobo missed it.
Was that Tatter?
Everybody's trying to copy the competition barbecue guys like Myron and everything like that. If you tried to sell barbecue the way that Myron Mixon cooks barbecue, you would not have any fucking customers.
Right.
It's a one bite challenge kind of thing. Yeah. And people in Texas will not tolerate it's either too salty or whatever. And I'm not a big fan of salt. I would rather put other flavors on my brisket than salt. You have your basic amount, which is pleasing to the palate. But yeah, I don't use kosher salt at all. It's too salty. My opinion. So, but I'm not a world grand champion or whatever. But people.
Well, it's fun. It's fun to try different stuff and different methods and different spices and stuff. But with all this information out there, the new person coming in,
yeah,
they don't realize you don't have to have all that and do all that stuff just to have a good meal for your family. Good brisket is back to the basics. It's fun to try other stuff, but you don't need that's just something we want to do.
Well, that's exactly right, Grumpus. The last brisket I just made, and it was bought by the Masonic Lodge here in Clear Lake. And they said it was the best brisket that I ever cooked for them ever. And it's because I didn't use brisket. So sometimes
you missed more. I missed what you said. So it's because you didn't use what?
Kosher salt.
All right.
Kosher salt is really, really salty. Johnny Viewer Grill said I didn't have enough salt on my briskets when he came to my stand over there in San Leon, and he recommended kosher salt, and it was just everybody else was like, it's just too salty.
Yeah.
So keep
So
that
what
in
what
mind.
did you have on?
Everybody has their own personal palate. My personal palate is not a real strong salt kind of content.
Well, that's
Right.
why you
So
have
what-
salt, pepper, and barbecue sauce on the table.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly right, Grumpus. I'll season my briskets the way I season them. If you need more salt, here's the salt shaker. Or if you need
So what do you
sauce,
use on your? What did you put on the briskets that you gave the Masonic Temple people?
I can't really talk to you.
Hang on. Let me write this down.
Yeah.
Wait, Brian, I have to give you shit.
Basic sea salt to get your salt profile then instead of kosher? Is it sea salt or just
No, I have to give Brian shit. I have to give Brian shit real quick because in his how to set up his barbecue roadside stand, he made a point. He goes, "Nobody put salt on my brisket."
oh
I think I remember that.
They don't.
I just have to give you shit. I'm not saying one way or another. I'm just giving you a hard time from what you said.
Like I was saying before, I like a low profile rub where it accentuates the meat and not the rub. And for me, I used iodized salt in all my rubs. It doesn't matter if it's ribs or pork butt or brisket or whatever, because I like the way that it just lays on the meat. My personal preference, Aaron Franklin and Myron Mixon and those guys, they're all like iodine or what is it? Kosher salt. It's just too salty for most people. When it breaks down, it's like eating. You can't even taste the meat because it's so salty. My personal opinion, but
I don't disagree with you, and that's where I want to have this conversation about the slurry rub because there's so many things that can go wrong with this. That's why I want to deep dive into this.
It's a low sodium slurry.
Yeah, low sodium.
let's dive into this.
No, I don't want to do it tonight. I want to do this
Oh, come on.
as a thing. I'll give you some.
Well, if you can, I know. Rob's already on my Instagram and stuff like that. But if you go back like a few posts ago, and you see the slurry that I did on these pork steaks, I mean, it's absolutely fucking beautiful.
I'm not arguing with you about the process. What I'm not arguing. Everett's laughing because he's just sitting there going, "Hobo's about to lose his shit."
Yeah.
So you basically have sugar and salt are going to be the only two soluble things within the liquid. Everything else is just going to stay suspended. So then when you pour that over or marinate it in there, if you only pour it over, most of that salt and sugar is going to be in the fire. So you're going to be stuck with the solids, which are your garlics, your onion powder, whatever the fuck.
I don't use sugar at all on my rubs. The sugars only go on ribs, and in my opinion, that's the only place they should go on because we do two different styles of ribs. We do like a sweet rib, which I use bourbon barrel aged maple on the ribs and everything like that, with other like coconut sugar and everything like that. It's phenomenal. And then we do a Texas style rib that has no.
Might cough up a lung.
Yeah. Well, that's the competition style. That's what they want.
That's the slurry.
Yeah, that's the slurry.
Get some of that, Hobo.
Fucking killing me. I can't. I'm just going to sit here and get drunk the rest of the night and not say a goddamn word.
That's the competition rub that I'm working out now, because imagine a rack of ribs with that color and just fucking gleaming and you present that to the judges at the competitions. You know,
I have a video of that where they're like this retarded bright pink thing because I used an Asian rub. The problem is that the rub package said to make a slurry, and I sat there and I said, "Wait a minute, all the sugar. We're talking two different things here. All the sugars and the salts are going to become soluble, and then when I pour it over this, if I don't marinate it, it's just going to run off. So all the salt and sugar is gone, and now I'm left with paprika and whatever the fuck Asian spice is in this thing."
yeah.
So if you marinate it, I'll agree the salt will suck back in, but if you don't like salt, then you're creating a negative for a positive you don't even wouldn't get without
Double negative.
I'm so deep in this,
Got something
fuck,
to do
I'm
with
just pouring a drink.
electrolytes.
I'm done.
But see, you're trying to work out the competition judges, right?
I'm not looking at competition. I hate competition. I've been to a competition. I've sat there before, and I've told this 100 times on YouTube. I went with chicken fried, tasted a bunch of different competition stuff, and I said after one bite I would throw up on most of these.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is the worst food of all time, but understanding what they have to go through, the other thing becomes fucked up is, like they say, if you get a table of old ladies, something that you put spicy, you're fucked. You're done. You done lost your $1,000 entry fee. If you went sweet that day, you win. So it's like there's no win.
Well, that's like what's his name? The guy that builds Jambo pits, and what was it? They came back and said there was like not enough spice on his shit, and so he dumped like a whole box of fucking cayenne pepper on his turned it in, you know. What was it? Jamie Greer. Yeah, that guy. I love him. He's a Texas guy. But like the stuff that I'm trying to work out, and it's based on Thai, and it's mostly like using natural organic food colorings, beets and the stuff they've got over there. But
So you're basically just transforming the color of the meat based on I'm just throwing beets out there into like the reddish, purplish, like pinkish, oddball color, and then having the seasoning come over top.
Well, one thing like Uncle Steve, he has his competition pork rub. It actually does nothing for what they want to see in the box. It's got the flavor, but they want that Myron Mixon cherry gloss rub over the top of when they're presented in the box, right?
Yeah,
So
but nobody in competition is only doing one thing. Like, I'm not trying to split hairs here because I'm literally not. I'm wishing I would have shut up about 25 minutes ago. My only thing is that, like, there's nobody using, like, Uncle Steve Shake, and I just walk away. It's like Uncle Steve Shake, and then there's fucking Bobby Joe Catton's fucking
no, dude, you're
cat-ass
wrong.
rub, and then there's
I'm
fucking Mr. Homeowner's fucking
I'm going to disagree with
mahogany bullshit, whatever, and then there's Joe Everett's injection shit with phosphides, which is going to make you shit the bed the entire time after you've eaten this, because I lived that life.
I'm going to disagree with you 100% on it, because people watch these fucking YouTube videos and stuff. I posted this on my Instagram. My next door neighbor, he bought one of these Aaron Franklin fucking one brisket fucking cooked barbecue pits for $4,000, right?
That's crazy.
And he's got lawn tools sitting on top of it. He cooks hamburgers on
like
it.
Like a bunch of hose or what?
Yeah, a bunch of hose. And he cooks on it hamburgers like once a month on a $4,000 pit. And this is the mainstream people that are going to buy Uncle Steve's, or they're going to buy Killer Hogs and stuff like that, and they're just going to dump all the seasoning on there, and they're going to throw it on their Franklin pit, or they're going to throw it on their Traeger or Yoder pellet smoker, and go, I'm a barbecue pit master. It's like, dude, you don't even use your pit. What the fuck? you guys are
It
laughing.
happens all the time.
You're
Some of the
right.
most popular YouTube videos are made by the people who know the least about anything.
Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with just the cooking world.
Dude, that guy Sam the cooking guy, man, I watched him boil a fucking brisket on his YouTube channel, and it was like,
I got to go back and look at that one.
I was like thinking, he boiled a fucking brisket. Like, no.
How about you? You had mentioned the first video that comes up when you search something barbecue chicken or something was like some lady had no idea what she was doing, burned it to a crisp, but it was like the most popular video. Was that you that said that?
It might have been. I don't like to brag or do this type stuff. All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
I tell you, when I first started, before I found Dash and all these other Harry Sue and all these other guys for barbecue here, one of the first guys that I found was this dude Guga.
Oh yeah.
And he seems to be everywhere. And I was kind of joking with Dash the other night on his live stream because Dash said that he was gonna possibly go down to Florida towards the end of the month, and it's just like, oh, good, you can find Google and fucking teach him how to fucking do real barbecue. I mean, he's doing all that sous vide shit. I don't know, Dad. Put your steak in a fucking bag and boil it before you fucking put it on the grill. Who the fuck does that? Right?
I do.
Yeah, look at Hobo. Guilty.
Get the
Hobo
fuck
Bobby.
out of here.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why. We can have this argument 7 ways to Sunday. I don't care how fucked I am at blah, blah, blah. Can't finish. Blah. Let's do it.
I'm going to boil my steak before I fucking cook it. It's like,
Okay, so
It's not
so
There
understand the basic science of it. You take the steak, not Ziploc bag it, fucking
Vacuum seal
vapor,
it.
vacuum. Thank you, scientist guy over here. You put it in the water bath at 128 degrees. You're sitting there at perfect medium rare. Actually, you're more rare in the medium rare, but you get my point. You pull it out, you put it on a hot thing.
The hot thing.
The hot thing.
It doesn't matter what it is. You could have a
Julia
fucking
Roberts,
flamethrower.
Pretty Woman,
You can
I
have
mean, what are you talking about?
100,000 different grills like I got sitting over here.
Yep.
That steak is going to be end to end, basically medium rare, except for where you torched it, threw it on a flame, whatever.
no.
There's no way even the best steak cook could do that from scratch over and over and over again.
I would
Au
disagree
contraire.
with that,
Okay, put out 30 of them an hour. Then
Yeah.
come talk to me.
but okay, I worked in a fucking smokehouse when I was younger, and we would have all this stuff, and we didn't have all the sous vide and all that stuff back then. I was 17 years old, and it was, people would come in. The smokehouse was next to the meat market, right? And so people would come in and pick their steaks out of the meat market, and then bring it over to the restaurant, and we would have to cook it how they wanted. So we didn't have all that sous vide, social justice cooking stuff.
I agree with you. What I'm saying is that my entire point in this entire conversation is we have figured out a scientifically better way. You're going to get the same taste out of it, but you're going to hit the pinnacle of temperature that you want. Why throw that baby out with the bathwater?
And you know you can make that same argument for frozen pork butt, Hobo.
Yeah.
I can't.
Oh.
My let's make these two separate conversations because like my point is I'm not trying to say anything. I'm not trying to say Brian's wrong. What I'm saying is because he's in this business now. If you could take 10 steaks and put one at rare, medium rare, put 10 of each. Rare, medium well. I don't want to go to the next fucking realm, but we're just going to fucking say it. Well done. But we'll take that out of that entire conversation. You could start from there, and all you have to do is throw them on a PK grill and torch the two sides of them. You would literally spend the $400 investment that it would take to do that because it would cut off hours of your time. And you're going to get the same taste.
Working at the smokehouse, we'd get 10 different steaks at 10 different temperatures, and we knew what to cook at that. So the sous vide thing, my personal opinion is that's just for lazy housewives, and
yeah, but if you owned a restaurant and cut 50% of your employee cost, you would do it.
I tell you, we had this place in Houston, and Grumpus probably remembers them. It was called Luther's Barbecue.
Yep.
And they were a huge chain, and they would boil their ribs before they would boil them and then put them on an electric grill and put their sauces on it and everything like that, and then serve them to people.
Well, they boil them ahead of time. They're set off to the side for a while.
People that don't know any better thought they were the greatest ribs in the whole fucking world, and people that like us were just like, what the fuck is this shit right here? You boiled your fucking ribs. And that was the thing in Thailand. We had a guy from Australia. He came up to Chiang Mai and opened up a rib restaurant. And while I was sitting there doing the 9-hour smokes on ribs there, he was boiling his ribs and then putting it on the electric grill with the sauces and stuff like that. And needless to say, he didn't last in business with me very long because people figured out what he was doing. Because even Thais will fry fucking ribs in a pan, And if you're sitting there, I've got a 9-hour smoke on mine with some some fruit woods from the jungle and stuff like that against an Australian guy that's boiling his ribs and throwing it on an electric grill with some sauce. I'm going to win every time. It's a no-brainer.
Everybody just went awkward silence on him.
Okay, I do have a comment about the scene.
But
no, it wasn't intentional. Like I was waiting for somebody else. I didn't want to talk. Like I felt like somebody else was going to jump in. I'm like, well,
I can see the science behind the sous vide if it's just an occasional thing, but somebody that day in and day out is cooking steaks. I mean, they're gonna get the knack for it. And they're gonna know by look and feel.
Yeah, but it's about putting asses in and out of the seats, though, Grumpus. It's about turnover at table. It's about the turnover of the table. If you have to start from scratch, that steak's going to take you 30 minutes. If you can do it in 10, that 20 minutes there gets you another 2-3 turns of the table.
Anybody that's cooking a steak
but
for
in
30 minutes
I don't know about
has no business cooking steak.
I don't know about anywhere else, but in Texas, where you're waiting on that meat, you have an extra beer or two.
That's more drinking time there.
More drinking time. That's true.
Okay, can I say
Why are you in
something?
such a hurry, hobo? You always
Okay,
I'm
trying to
not.
What do you got?
and you are always trying
The
to
sous vide process is not fast by any means. It's just prep work.
That's
Yeah,
why
but,
you that's why you're eating Taco Bell.
proper,
You're in such a hurry.
you know, and Grumpus can correct me if I'm wrong, but a proper Texas steak is you know, you get your fire to
You want
where
some fire on it.
you get your fire where you can put your hand on it for about 2 or 3 seconds and pull it back, and then you put your steak on and you do it 6 minutes aside, and it's fucking perfect every time.
Get that Texas wood, Texas air, and a Texas fire, and slap some beef on it.
These motherfuckers.
Are you hearing this, hobo? I hope you're taking notes, hobo nickel.
I'm trying to back it up, but you're not listening, people.
When
Yeah,
you get-
Bobby had a comment about the sous vide stuff.
What you
Boys
got,
roll, girls drool. Bobby doesn't get to talk. Go on.
No,
I actually got banned from Guga's channel because I called him a faggot.
Well, that's probably not a good thing to do.
Jump in there, Bobby. Be assertive.
Well, he had done this thing with,
I opened up Pandora's box. I'm sorry.
and I was just like,
Damn hobo and his boiling
that
water.
thing that you can do with fucking meat, and I got kicked off. It was like Sam, the cooking guy. Oh, when he boiled that brisket, I laid into him, and got banned from his channel too.
He should be banned from briskets.
Oh, yeah. Any man that boils a brisket, dude,
That ain't no man.
What are you
Come on.
doing?
I dare anybody to boil a brisket. None of you would have the balls to boil a brisket.
I wouldn't tell you.
That would be the end of your channel.
I'd turn myself into the local authorities.
Right?
All right, Bobby.
Bobby, what you got?
no, I just wanted to say that I have a sous vide oven, which is
I'm
not
sorry.
the great thing, but I helped fund it, and I bought the goddamn thing.
The fuck is a sous vide oven? Take 12 steps back and let's start from scratch.
Okay, fine. I'll take you on a field trip. Do you want to see?
Yes, field trip.
It's an aqua oven.
This is like fucking Nat Geo Wild right now. Let's go.
Are we going full screen, Bobby?
Oh
it?
man.
Well,
Rob, focus.
Wake up,
I don't
Rob.
know if I
Sorry.
Less yawning, more whatever this is.
There we were.
I feel like this is gonna be a coil with a pot
No,
and a
I'm
fucking
gonna-
sous vide stick.
No, hold on. I'm going to turn the camera around.
This is like that dude that got stabbed in the heart by a stingray.
No, can't I turn the Maybe I can't.
There's a button somewhere.
I know there is.
Oh,
but
what
I'll
up?
That's called a microwave.
just- It's not
Oh,
a quick.
That's a really nice microwave.
It's
Open
not.
up the door.
Can you fit a turkey in there?
So you put your protein in there.
In the microwave?
It's not a microwave. Fucker. Damn it.
Are you
Oh,
on an
Bobby
airplane?
just dropped a fucker on your ass.
Yeah.
You put veggies in here. You put
Are you on an airplane?
you put sauce in there.
No shit, right?
Okay, this is taking me back to my early years of touring a 747 or whatever the hell that was.
Airplane.
On a Boeing.
You put your starches. I can't get it.
Dang.
Feeling woozy.
Two drunk people can have a conversation on the live stream because I'm too drunk and it's moving twice as fast.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I hear you on that one.
I'm getting a little vertigo myself.
All those
You put
super chats.
It's only 10:14 for Bobby.
starches in there, right? You put starches.
Right.
So is this on the Delta flight or what?
You put
Please fasten your safety belt.
you put water in here. Okay, water goes in there. Right? Okay, let me grab a. Hold on, I'm gonna
Secure
grab
your overhead first.
Okay.
She's gonna explain how the oxygen comes out next. All right, so this thing's gonna fall in front of your face. If you have small children, put it on them first.
No, okay, no. Put your own mask on first. Do you not know anything?
I haven't flown in forever.
Okay, so
I thought I just saw the ThermalWorks chart. Did I?
let's just say I want to make this. Right?
Let's make that right now. That looks good, and you can send it to everybody.
Is that reverse chicken parm?
This is
Yeah, but
Oh, just
Okay.
regular chicken parm.
so.
This
you-
looks like hippie chippy part. Chippy.
Okay.
That's fast.
That's
Should
some
be
California bullshit right there.
Okay, whatever. Fuck you. No, let's just say you
Parfala?
wanna make this, and
Is that broccoli?
Yeah,
Who the
broccoli
fuck
with
eats
some
broccoli?
broccoli and sliced almonds on top of the broccoli with a little
Yes.
parmesan.
so you put the broccoli in the veggie pan.
I feel like it's not going to look like that out of the box.
There is no box. You make it.
You got to make it, hobo. Roll your sleeves up and get to work.
All right.
Get down.
So, Bobby, I will reverse super chat you whatever you've done for Rob for whatever the fuck this costs. Put that motherfucker in the sous vide machine. I gotta go know what this looks like coming out. It's just a piece of paper. I thought it was a whole box.
Here's what you
I got fucked. I got fucked.
Okay, see that little circle right there?
Is that like
It's a Rorschach.
is that one of those things that I scan?
yeah.
I got it.
Smells like broccoli.
It's like being at a hotel and just hopping into the longest fucking hallway of all time.
You scan it to the oven and it does it.
Yeah, see it?
Wicked.
I just boop the door and I'm fucking in.
Mhm.
Yeah, damn.
Do you see?
Yep.
Yeah, but that was a long hallway walk. That was like
I got
7,000
shut
meters
off.
for our Canadian friends.
Okay,
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
Because Bobby had to hold your hand through the whole process. Hope.
I feel like Bobby should hold my hand through the entire process.
Okay, so you see this?
Hit yes.
So
I don't know what it does, but just hit yes.
Click OK.
here's the thing. If you oh my god, now I'm all backwards. If you hit yes, it just adds time because it knows it's frozen. So it knows to defrost the chicken before it cooks it to the temperature.
Okay.
That's all it does. It adds like 30 minutes.
I don't want no cooker smarter than me.
Okay.
30 minutes to microwave a meal in a sous vide. This thing is not doing science.
Microwave. Okay, here's the thing. You can also do this.
Ooh.
You can customize it.
Refrigerate. Schedule.
All right, so
Wow,
3
they
minutes
can't
high
do it,
temperature.
don't
Let's burn this bitch and eat.
Wait,
So let's
are we
say
connected
I don't
with
know how to
Bluetooth?
change the temperature because I'm
I'm clicking my remote on it. It's not doing anything.
Right? I thought my laptop was synced up with this.
I double clicked Bobby's mouse. Nothing happened.
let's say I'm my mother and I want to change the protein to like obliterated. You can do that. You can
Alexa, turn off the garage lights.
you can change the time. You can change the time for the veggies. So let's say you don't want to cook broccoli, you want to cook something else. You just change it.
Like broccoli Rob.
Whatever. Starch, if you want to cook potatoes instead of pasta, you can put that to 30 minutes. It won't change the overall cook time because the protein is going to, take a while to come to temp.
Did you
So
say broccoli?
I'm not dogging your machine, but why does this take 30 minutes to cook broccoli?
Well, did you say broccoli or Robcly?
No, oh my God, you're dogging me? It's a soup.
I'm not dogging you at all. I'm just trying to understand the machine. What are we dealing with here?
I gotta take a leak and I'm gonna grab a beer. So I put her back to regular layout.
Yeah, okay, hold on. Let me turn this off so I don't make
I'll
you
be right back.
Jiminy Christmas.
I feel like I just got blasphemed.
Even my sous vide machine's going, what the fuck are you trying to cook right now? It won't turn off.
I'm like over here laughing so hard I gotta fucking wipe my brow.
I'm cooking chicken parm. I don't even have chicken out. Here's the other thing though about this oven.
That's one expensive microwave.
Okay, it's not a microwave. And here's the other thing. You don't have to cook it now. You can say cook later and it will refrigerate it. You can put your shit in at the night before and it will refrigerate it and start the cooking the next day.
All right, now I have to look into this thing.
Okay, here's the thing, Hobo. This model has had its issues, and I have been very vocal about things that I liked or didn't like, or it's the first edition of it, right? They've come out with a second edition. I stand behind this enough that I bought the second edition, which will be out in like a month, which doesn't include the starch pan, which is fine with me. I don't need that.
Those motherfuckers.
Did you buy this on Sky Mall?
No, I bought it directly from them.
Waverly or what is it?
All right, so I'm gonna look into this.
Wayfair.
I'm curious about it. It was just the thing that threw me off is like to cook broccoli in 30 minutes. Like,
but it doesn't cook that in. No, the veggie time was 10 minutes or 8.
It's the whole meal, Hobo. Come on, play fair.
You select the time for each zone.
McDonald's Cracker Barrel, less than 30 minutes. I don't know what you're talking about, Joe.
You would go right to Cracker Barrel and say fish and chips, please. I'll use my credit card.
I don't think I've ever used the word fish and chips in my life because I don't like fish, and I refuse to call fucking French fries chips. And if I'm ever in England, I'm not calling chips crisps. So those people can all fuck themselves.
You just showed a little fancy there, crisps.
I'm bougie. Let me knock that dirt off my shoulder.
Not bad.
Well, I am impressed, Bobby.
That's a heck of a machine, Bobby.
Well, like I said, it's had its issues. Like sometimes the water doesn't drain out of the pasta. The issues I've had have been from the starch pan, which is why I'm happy that the next edition doesn't even have that, because I'm like, I don't fucking need that. If I want to make rice or potatoes, I'll do that elsewhere. I don't need that. My whole point to showing you that is that if I want to get dinner going, I can put something in there the night before, or I can put it in there in the morning, and I know that we have dinner. And all I have to do is, if it's a steak, take the grilled gun to it and blast it when it comes out. I can set it to 125. We have perfect medium rare steaks.
No, I think that's cool because the greatest thing I thought that anybody ever invented was the little mixing thing on the top of a crock pot where you could just put that shit in, go to work, and it would randomly just...
Exactly. And that's what this is.
I love the inventor of the crock pot.
What's funny is the whole pandemic thing happened right after right as actually that I bought this, because I'm like, well, now I'm home all day. It's not like I really need someone to start dinner for me. But if you're working, it's nice to be able to put something in there. It's refrigerated and just set to cook and be done at whatever time you want it to be done. You come home, sear it off, and you're good to go.
So how do you sear it?
It was worth the money to me.
So. How do you sear it?
I typically just use a cast iron pan on the stove, but I also bought one of those grill guns.
Yeah, grill gun.
Yeah, because when it's really hot.
You're one of us now.
Yeah, when it's hot here in the summer, I'm like, I don't want any heat. And that's the other advantage of this oven is it doesn't heat the house. So when it's 120 degrees here and it's 110 in my house, because that's the way it goes here.
I hear you.
I can take it outside, put the flamethrower on it, and then we're good to go. But all day long, it can be like cooking a couple hours, refrigerate, cook when it's ready to, cook, and then take it out, sear it off, and then we're ready to go. And the thing is like the veggies, even though you put them in there at the same time, they don't like overcook. It's each individual zone. It's totally separate. So if you tell it you want the veggies to cook 2 minutes, that's all it'll do, and they'll be still crisp and they look raw,
And how is that not a microwave?
Sounds like witchcraft to me.
Yeah.
Bobby, I got 2 questions now. Number 1, did you get the SUV gun or the big long gun? And then number 2, did you get a gnarly holster for that dude? So once you just fire it out.
Okay, here's the thing. You've heard me talk about the Mesa SWAT in my neighborhood, right? So I'm a little bit concerned about carrying around a gun. Although I will say I did get a full-size gun.
Oh, nice.
I did too. It's
Bobby
dragging
Cat
a big
going
tank
full
behind
size.
you, bitch.
Well, here's the reasoning behind it. It's long enough that if I want to kill the weeds in my rock yard, I can use the grill gun and burn them. If I had the CV gun, I'd be like crouched down around my yard looking like a fool.
That's true.
See?
Yep, grill gun's the way to go. That's fun.
I love it. I bought that at the same time I bought my PK grill.
30-06 is better.
I don't know anything about grilling, and so that's the only thing I've ever used to light the grill. I gotta say it's fun.
The grill gun's got the higher like BTUs, doesn't it?
Oh God, they blast the hell out of it.
I think the
less than a minute.
I think the sous vide gun is more focused, has a more focused flame.
Oh, okay.
And the grill gun is more spread out a little bit. I prefer it.
I thought the only difference was the barrel length.
No, I think the flame focus is different.
Oh, well, they don't say that on their website.
Is that like a 7.62 grill gun or a 30-06 grill gun?
30-06 grill gun, long barrel.
There you go. The full blackout kit.
That's it.
Here's my only issue with it is the neighborhood I live in. I can't leave it on the patio. Someone will come and freaking steal it. So
You leave it on patio, I'm gonna come get it.
Yeah, right.
Well, you're welcome anytime, but don't steal my grill gun. I will find you.
Then you're gonna meet the 7.62 grill starter.
Thank you.
No, it is a lot of fun though. I love using it. It's
I play with mine every chance I get.
Yeah.
The grill gun, I mean.
It's a tool. It really. It's a great tool. I'm
I've heard that.
Tools, and if it can do more than one job, then we're
Word
good.
on the street.
You just keep laying him up, and he keeps knocking them down. Come on.
Oh God.
Hobo, you gone 2 hoods on me?
I thought I was single. Oh, I didn't mean to be
No,
double
no.
hood. Sorry.
You're like the famous rapper 2 Chainz.
I had to go upstairs to get some chocolate.
He's in sous vide remission.
You need some more Reese's with pretzels in them.
I don't have any more. It's kind of like it's not a good day for me.
I'm gonna tell you when they
It's
started.
been a very rough day.
When they jammed those Reese's Pieces in the Reese's cups, that did blow my mind for the first time. I'm like, wait, they just changed the freaking game.
Get the pretzel ones, my friend. I'm not shitting you.
Yeah.
It makes no sense, but it makes total sense once you do it.
Now it's sounding right.
Do you like those peanut butter filled pretzels?
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Who doesn't, besides a communist?
So to me, it's like a peanut butter filled pretzel dipped in chocolate. See? That would be awesome.
Yeah,
That's basically how they are.
Exactly, right?
But they're like mini pretzels that have like they're soft, like they're not soft, like you'd think like would be in something, like they'd get mushy.
Yeah.
They're not.
Yeah.
Which probably means that Reese's hooked up with somebody who makes pretzels that are like stale, and they're like, "Fuck, we can't get rid of these," and then they put them in there.
Don't we all try to get rid of barbecue shit, and we just create shit to get rid of shit that we have?
It's the whole institution of barbecue, right?
It's the same thing.
What if Reese's got in bed with the Rice Krispie people? Rice Krispies inside the Reese's cups. They'd be pretty good.
See, now
I feel like it would be way too girthy for somebody's mouth to go over.
You saw everybody was quiet while you were talking your communist shit over there.
Yeah.
I just sit here and think. Again, I'm unpaid. I just do hobo shit. Rob's sitting there going, "Fuck, how's he still awake at 1:32? He's not made it past 11 the last 2 episodes."
I know. Rob sent me the thing. Oh, we're gonna start at 9. It's like 7 o'clock, fucking Texas time, and I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck is it? 9 o'clock."
I hear ya. I deal with this every week.
Yeah.
He sent me shit at like 5 o'clock, and I'm like, I'm not ready.
I had to sit there and go, what the fuck is 9 o'clock Eastern time? I'm not fucking nothing. What the fuck is this?
You're in Central. It's 1 hour back. Come on, man. Simple math. Well, I'll get you an abacus. Keith will teach you how to use it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, give me an abacus, man. I use it to start cooking brisket.
Classes start at the Armadillo.
He's going to be like, "Ding, ding, school's in, bitch."
I still can't find anything on this fucking Armadillo Club that fucking Keith was talking about.
So for clarity, I want you to not put me and Keith in any conversation unless we're both on screen at the same time, because I take no ownership of what he does.
Hobo used to run a bar called the Armadillo.
He's in my top 3 best friends in life, but I'm still not taking any ownership.
I Googled the Armadillo Club in Texas, and they're fucking nothing. Google's fucking giving me some crazy bullshit.
The funny thing, Brian, is my 2 best friends on the oldest and youngest spectrum they're like fucking 800 years apart. There's Keith and there's my best friend Bowen, who's 2.
No.
And it's like, and which one I talk to, it's the same thing every day.
Dude,
just
even
fuckery.
my boys that were watching this tonight, they were like, Armadillo fucking Club. What?
It was it was like a bar, like a place where concerts would be, I think, right?
You would think he made it up, except for there's other Texas people that have verified this. I think even James from Aim 'em and Claim 'em was in the chat. He's like, "Yep, the Armadillo used to be a bar, live music and all kinds of stuff." I guess.
I think like a bunch of famous people created albums from there.
Armadillo bars, and even around here in Houston and everything, and even our chapter is an upside down armadillo drinking a Lone Star. So it's like, what? Armadillo?
There's an Armadillo Palace off of Kirby.
Oh,
This
yeah.
place burnt down like 20, 30 years ago.
Did it?
I remember that, Grumpus. The Armadillo Palace. It's like the old place down in Galveston that was out over the water that used to be the casino that was run by the mob. You probably remember that one, Grumpus.
I'm trying to remember. I vaguely remember that.
Where was this from the pier if you're looking at the pier from the land side?
Which pier?
The one with all the circus fucking rides on it.
Well, that's the one that's on all the circus fucking rides now. It used to be the largest casino in Texas.
Is that the same place you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. I was in Galveston in 14, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So I'm going kind of way back, not way back, but semi way back.
14, I wasn't even in the country, but yeah. But that's basically, it was at the end of the pier, it was a casino, and then up front, it was all baubles and beads and shit like that. And
It was an old hotel, right?
yeah. And when the ATF or the FBI used to raid these guys, they'd have to go through the fucking baubles and bead shops to get to the casino, right?
Had to buy a T-shirt to get there.
Yeah, and by the time they got to the end to raid the casino, they had already flipped everything over, and it was just it was one of the most comical things in Texas history.
It was genius.
Oh yeah. They were trying to go full Waco on these guys, and the mob just fucking turned tables on them. But I think it wasn't Ike.
It was Rita.
Yeah, no, Rita came up a little bit north of us. Ike direct hit us.
Maybe that was it.
What was the other one? Marvin.
Tina. Ike and Tina.
Yeah, it was right after Ike, and we had the second direct hit. That's what took out the whole gambling casino over there.
And that's when they put up all the amusement park, correct?
Oh yeah. We were just in Galveston the other day, and son saw the rides like they have in Kima and everything like that. And he's like,
Kima.
The guy that runs Kima and all this other stuff, Tillman Fertetti. He's a fucking class A fucking mobster, straight up, Goodfellas. Whatever.
He owns everything.
Yeah, and he set up all this other stuff, and he's tried to come off as I'm a legitimate businessman, but he's neck deep in the Italian mob shit. It's fucking hilarious. I used to work for a bar back in the day after I got out of the Marine Corps, and he came in there with a briefcase full of money, cash money, and he was like, "I'm going to buy this and everything," because he wanted to eradicate the competition, And Christine, the lady that owned the bar that I worked in, she was like, "No, fuck you, whatever." She was a Scandinavian lady, and she was just like, "No, I'm not having some fucking wop, whatever, take over my business." But I'm sitting there at the bar, and they open up a briefcase, and there's literally a fucking $1 million in there, and I'm just like, "Hey, take the money." I would, but
Was it
that kind of shit happens,
hurricane after Ike?
the Frutetti empire, he's with the Gallardi family, and that's all. What's his name? The guy that got sent to prison and all that. I can't remember his name, but John Gotti. But they're all involved with him, and that's the whole. Kemo Waterfront and they Landry's, the Landry's Corporation and everything like that. That's all Gallardi family owned, and John Gotti and all that shit. But a little bit of Texas history for you guys. But at least I'm not falling asleep like some people do on your live streams.
Oh God.
Where's Dave? Was it Dave that fell asleep?
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Well, they had a hobo falling asleep the other day. He was sitting there passing out.
Hey,
I think that's
you're
why he
not
jumped
playing
off
the
now.
club until you fall asleep on a live stream.
Well,
There you go.
Bobby, how late did you and Colin stay up last week?
Well, he couldn't remember, but I think it was 11 my time.
11 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all. I'm gonna rat them out. We were up till what, maybe 3 or 4 o'clock, and I finally went to bed. And when I got up the next morning, I'd forgot to turn the computer off, so I would come in here to turn it off. And Bobby and Colin just slumped over.
Oh,
It was about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
okay.
Was
Okay,
this
that makes
Saturday?
me feel better because here's the thing. He kept falling asleep and he was doing this thing. Right? Oh, Colin, you're asleep. Let's go. And he's like, no, don't go, no. I'm okay. And I'm like, Jesus, I'm tired, right? And then we'd start another conversation, and then it'd be and then it'd be I have to go get another pack of smokes. I'll be back in 10 minutes. I'm like, shit, I have to sit here by myself for 10
It was Friday night.
I'm like, I'm gonna fall asleep. What the hell?
I was in bad shape last night after Dash's live stream, and Grumpus calls me, and we had a long ass conversation, and I don't remember anything because I was drunk as fuck.
I finally had to go to bed about 12:30.
So Grumpus, you're gonna have to fucking message me and let me know what we talked about.
So I can make up all kinds of shit, right?
Yeah.
Except for gay sex and everything like that, but yeah, we're good.
But you know what? That's the sign of a good friend. They don't want to cut it off.
Well,
Everyone's
I'm not
just
saying anything wrong with it.
dead dog tired.
I tell you, barbecue people are the best people in the whole world. And from the moment I came back to the U.S., Dash kind of befriended me. That's why I've got a soft spot in my heart for him. and all these other guys, Malcolm, even Harry Sue, would talk to me and everything and help me get started. And everybody's been great. Everybody's been wonderful. Nobody's tried to shut me down or anything like that. They just help me try to be better. And that's why I think barbecue people are the best people.
I agree with you.
My opinion.
Oh no, I vouch for that.
And the slurry rub.
Oh, you don't even laugh. That's in my next video. You all may laugh. It's coming up.
Gonna mix a quarter cup of water with 2 cups Uncle Steve's sweet and spicier.
I may mix some Worcestershire, a little Worcestershire.
Somebody's trying to make a slurry.
A proper slurry, right? I mean, a little something in there.
Man, if you look at my Instagram, the slurry that I use from Thailand, I mean, man, I got competition guys fucking messaging me just going, "What the fuck did you use? I want to use this shit." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll let you know with a price tag."
I can teach you, but I'd have to charge.
No, come on, look at Cosmo and those guys that are running this competition stuff. And if I've got something that's even comparable, I'm going to charge the same amount as Cosmo does. You know?
Yeah.
Come on. If you guys were in the same boat, you would do the same thing.
I charge $5 more.
Yeah, exactly. I'm surprised Rob doesn't fucking charge people for his little pit video. Man, I tell you what, my wife loves that pit, man. She loves it. She wants it in a different color, though. Can you work that out for her?
I think Maynard's has it in red. Menards, whatever you guys call it.
They got that gravity in the red?
I think they do. Maybe not yet. Maybe coming out.
Oh,
sure. I thought you were right there with them. I thought they gave you the free pit, and you're gonna.
Well, I mean, right now it's exclusively at Lowe's, but I think after that ends out in a month or so, it'll be at Menards.
Just at Lowe's, and they didn't have that. They had the Weber grills for. They had the 1600 or whatever, and they wanted $1,400 for it, and then they had the smaller one for $1,200. And my wife was like, "Oh no."
Well, we're giving one away. I just don't know what the contest is yet. They wanted me to wait a week or two until they're more in stock, but then I can announce a contest. We're gonna have. I don't know what we'll do. We'll probably just have a live and do like a random.
Hey, if my wife wins your contest, I've got the hookup for you. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
What's the giveaway? Tell me it's the Grand Champ DX. Come on, Grand Champ DX.
It's the gravity.
Ah.
But you can sell it.
That's a nice freaking pit. I actually like that pit. That I'm not a big fan of this style of pit, but I think it's better pit than the Masterbuilt.
I always called the pellet smoker people cheating because they just like an oven. You just set the temp and go off and do something else. But
that's not cheating. That's being efficient.
Yeah, but now that I have one, it's like
Cosmo's been using his Masterbuilt on his videos and everything like that. And
yeah,
you're the char grill, whatever you got.
Yeah,
I think it's a much more beautiful pit.
Yeah, the Masterbuilt's like real boxy and funny looking.
Yeah, I definitely like the shape of the char griller better.
Yeah. I do
That's
too.
what it's all about.
I like the way the master built works, though. I won't lie.
Yeah.
Oh, you have one. That's right.
Even
Yeah, I got the
at-
560.
here in Houston, the master built box that they got. It's not even the grill that Cosmo uses or anything like that. They've got it's basically a crate and a cabinet smoker, I guess you would say. And I mean, it's beautiful. But Jeremy Yoder has done a couple of videos with this thing on there, and it's nice, but it's not as nice as the one that you got, Rob.
Huh. Yeah, I never really followed any of the pellet stuff or the gravity stuff before they sent me this.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I know there were a bunch of issues with Masterbuilt, but I don't know what the issues were.
Well,
I think like the metal.
It's basically the same issue that I'm having with cold smoking. Is that everything would just light on fire and burn everything up. So, man, you know, cold smoking these sausages and everything, and it just jumps over, and it just everything lights up, and next thing you know, you're still at your cold smoke temperature, but all your pellets are on fire.
Oh,
it's like, what the fuck is going on?
So what's the coolest yours will go, Rob?
I did 225 for a while. 200, so supposedly 200 to 700. So I've done 225, and then yesterday I took it up to 700 just for fun to see. And it was like smoking like crazy, but it did it. It reached like 716. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna turn this back down before it blows up. But I think pellet smokers, they don't get to like 700, do they?
Nope.
But who knows with the way that they got it going on. I'm waiting for Johnny, who does he runs the YouTube Grill channel.
Yeah.
Really great guy. He's been out to my restaurant and stuff like that, and he helped me tweak some stuff. But he's all Weber, and I'm waiting for him. Weber just gives him stuff because of his YouTube channel, and I'm waiting for him to do the Weber Smoke Fire, and I've seen that on Baby Back Maniac and everything like that. And I wouldn't own one personally. That's just me. But it's all pellet grill stuff. And
all right.
Well, I think the pellet grills have their place. A lot of people cook for different reasons.
Yeah.
Personally, I like the offset because it forces me to slow down. I have a busy week. I like being able to prop my feet up and say I'm watching the pit. I can't mow the yard today. I can't do honeydews today. I got to watch the pit. I'm trying to feed y'all, go through a couple 6-packs of beer. If I want to cook, I can get a pellet smoker and go do other things, but I'm using my smoker as an excuse not to do other things.
Right. I'm not trying to get an ear beaten out here. I'm cooking meat.
That's it. Y'all want to eat? I got to sit out here with it.
I talked about it before. My next door neighbor, he's like one of these guys that he's got to have all the good stuff, and he's got one of those Yoder pellet grills, and it's a piece of work. It's beautiful. But then he bought one of these Franklin pits. He spent $4,000 on a Franklin offset smoker, and this guy's got garden tools sitting on top of it, and a lot of the guys on the groups on Facebook, they're talking about how good these Franklin pits are and everything like that. I could build the same pit for about, $200. But they're like, oh, it's Franklin. Got to have the name. And it was like, how much of a name do you need to cook hot dogs and hamburgers on?
That's right. It's a novelty item.
Yep.
It's a 100% novelty. And any serious barbecue guy would never buy a fucking Franklin pit. As much as we respect the guy for what he's done, starting out from scratch to what he's doing now, we all respect him for that. But I'm not paying $4,000.
I can't fault the guy for building a $1,500 pit and charging $4,000 for it. I can't fault him for that.
Yeah.
I can't fault anybody for doing it. It's
But,
like you said, but
probably not in my wheelhouse.
$1,000 for a fucking one brisket pit.
No. Well, it's a 20-inch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it a 20-inch?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks smaller than what it should be.
Yeah, I mean, it's not very big at all.
The stack's big. That's about all it's big.
It's tall. That's all.
I just bought. I've got here at the house. I got an old Angus or an old country Angus smoker. I paid $1,400 for it, and this thing will fit 8 briskets on it, and for me, that's great. Just for the home and everything like that. And my buddy, my next door neighbor, got this fucking Franklin pit, and I'm just sitting there just going, you can put 1 brisket on here. He's like, well, I only cook a brisket a month. I'm like, why the fuck did you just spend fucking $4,000 for?
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's got the Yoder. If the Yoder, you just put it on there and put your
Start mowing your lawn.
Damn it! I just spilled my vodka.
Oh, man.
Still in one piece?
Still a little bit left.
Give Brian a minute while he licks the floor.
Hey, now, we're going to have to get a sponge and soak some.
Still got some left. No, I just don't understand it.
Well, there's different types of people. I'm an old woodworker, and there's people that have wood shops that just look like they're just trashed, and they just crank out all kinds of good stuff. And then there's another kind of woodworker that they build wood shops, and all they have is the nice equipment. The floors are shiny, and you ask them, what do you build? Well, I did this and I did that, but that they build the shops. And I think in the barbecue world, there's a lot of people that collect cookers, and the things are spotless.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hang. I want to hang with the guy that's got 1 or 2 cookers. They're all rusted, blistered up, and they really crank out some good food. That's the guys I want to hang with. I don't care how shiny your Weber is. Give me something that's got some fire in it.
Having said that, though, Grumpus, your Lone Star Grill smoker is pretty damn spotless, man.
Well, that firebox is taking a pretty good beating.
Yeah, but you know what? You get a Lone Star. That's like rub your fucking titties and. Yeah.
I was about to say, for the people buying them Franklins, man, I'd sooner put that money into an LSG.
I got a little plumpy just thinking about it.
A lot of people laugh at me, and I've been posting about this. It's like the people that buy the fucking Franklin pits are the guys that drive Hummers that hang out at fucking Hooters and brag to the Hooters girls how much they spent on fucking cooking hamburgers and hot dogs.
There you go.
That's my personal opinion. $4,000. Do you know where you can get an LSG for $4,000?
Right.
Tell you
Those
exactly.
guys will hook you up.
Mhm. And it's a good,
And they're
good
straight
company.
out of Houston.
Look here, I still got my paperwork. 3 years ago. All the bells and whistles. Let's see what it come out to. $4,300.
It's probably more now. It's probably more like 6 now, right?
It may be,
Yeah, they've gone
but
up.
I mean, I got the 42-inch horizontal. I got the 36 or the 30-inch vertical, half-inch firebox. All the goodies, all the add-ons, the counterweights, everything.
They were
And it
giving me
will-
shit last night on Dash's live stream because my dream pit is the double door cabinet LSG with the firebox warmer and everything like that. It's like 10 grand, you know. And I actually think about this pit while I make love to my wife.
Dream pit. Dream.
And they were just giving, oh, if you think about this pit, maybe you're Alton. You saw that Alton was giving me shit about.
You're not doing it right.
Right. I was like, it's not about the size of the pit; it's about the motion of the smoke.
Okay, on that note, I only cook for myself and my son. So I watch all these videos, all these great, smokers and huge ass cookers, and I'm like, I don't need that. I'm not inviting 50 people over to my house.
Oh, need has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
I cook for me and my wife.
Exactly what you're saying. When I first started, I started out my channel because of Dash, and I will give this man straight up credit every time I get, because he has been such an influential person in my life. And I've got a little, when I started out, I had a little Oklahoma Joe 2-thing.
Combo. I had one of those.
Yeah. That's what I started doing YouTube videos on. That's what I started doing barbecue here in Texas on, cooking everything on this thing. And even doing catering. I was doing it on this little thing. And then I built my 500-gallon. So it was I'm telling you, I understand what you're saying. You don't need a big pit. I just went extremist. I'm a bit of an extremist anyway. But
well, I am too. but in my defense, I knew I was buying my last pit.
Yeah.
I've been buying pits for 40 years. I'd already bought one of these. I just didn't have one yet. So I knew I was buying my last one. I'm going to get all the bells and whistles on it. And, who knows? I want to retire in a couple of years. Maybe I'll make some money with it. I don't know. But if I don't, it's like we've talked before. It's the same fire whether you're making one hamburger or 16 briskets.
Yeah.
I'm not disputing
right.
decision in whatsoever.
And my neighbor don't have one.
Yeah.
There's that.
Here's the thing about my neighborhood. If I bought something like that, someone would steal it. If I have a little grill that
What are you living in Compton or what?
If somebody steals my grill, he's too big for me to mess with.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Somebody tries to steal my pit, they're getting shot. But this is Texas.
Okay, Brian, I would agree with you, except for when they come in the night, not much I can do.
Except, you can get a shotgun and fire it up in the air and scare people. Oh, wait.
If I'm awake.
Well, my...
You know what? If the grill's outside and I shoot them, they're not going to fall inside the door.
No, that was a Joe Biden joke, but nobody got it.
Well, my pit's about 1,600 pounds. It took me all day to get it in the backyard.
With some help.
That's my primary justification for buying a big grill. Is
There you go.
can't steal it.
And you know, people message me all the time, you know, because I do barbecue professionally, and they ask me about pits and stuff, and I tell them if you want to have a backyard pit, get a 250 gallon fucking tank and fucking turn it into a barbecue pit. And everybody says, "Oh, that's gonna be too much," you know. I'm never gonna cook that much. You know, 3 days down the road, they're just like, "Oh, yeah, I bought the Oklahoma Joe, but it's just too small for me. I need something bigger." I was like, "Just get a 250 gallon."
You always need a little bit bigger than what you got.
Well, even what's his name, Rye, Cooking with Rye. He made a huge living for himself just cooking on Oklahoma Joe pits. And what is it? Lone Star Grills gave him, they gifted him a pit and everything like that. And he's like, "Whoa, I don't even know how to cook anymore."
I remember when he got that.
Yeah, I mean, it was huge. Because going from an Oklahoma Joe to something as quality as a Lone Star Grill is a massive improvement on anything. And even going from my Oklahoma Joe to building my own 500-gallon pit, it was a massive improvement, you know.
And it's easier.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Grumpus. Cooking on a 500-gallon pit was easier than cooking on an Oklahoma Joe. On a 500-gallon pit, I was able to maintain temperatures better and get better smoke rings. And
The fluctuations are more gradual.
yeah, exactly. So people ask me all the time about these starter pits, and I'm just like, just get a big one.
Buy the best you can afford.
Yeah, best you can afford, and do it.
Now, when I fire my pit up, my neighbors know if they see smoke in the backyard. You know, I've told them before, you know, bring your meat over. I got plenty of room. And you know, my neighbor, he cooks, and when he sees smokes rolling on a Saturday morning, he'll send the wife to the grocery store, and they'll bring something over in the afternoon. My sister called just the other day. It was right before Easter, and wanted to know when I was going to fire the pit up again. Of course, I fire it up about 3 times a month. And I told her, I said, I'm going to do brisket. And she brought over a turkey. She brought over 4 slabs of ribs and 2 chickens. And she said, I didn't know if it'd fit or not. And I had plenty of room. And it was the same fire. You know, it's the same fire no matter what. So it wasn't no big deal. So sometimes it's nice having a bigger pit like that to, you know, kind of show off a little bit.
You gave her the eye, though, Grumpus. You said, "Don't you know I do my ribs 3, 2, 1? There's not enough time."
It cost her some beer.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know anybody that does the 3-2-1 method. No,
I don't do it anymore. I
If
used
you
to,
watch
but I don't
anybody's
anymore.
videos on 3, 2, 1, they all look like hammered dog shit at the end. I'm sorry.
Well, it's not, but
Jesus, Joe.
I'm like, show me someone's that like are still on the bone at the end of that 3, 2, 1 video. I challenge you.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm going to give out a little personal restaurant secret here.
I'm listening.
I do my ribs 3 and 3. I do 3 hours on the grill, and then I do 3 hours wrapped, and they come off perfect, fall off the bone every time. I don't care what anybody says, and I'm in all these barbecue groups on Facebook, and they're all like, 3, 2, 1, fall off the bone, and I'm like, you're full of fucking crap.
But what if you don't want fall off the bone? What if you don't want mushy fall off the bone? What if you want a little tighter? Then you got your 4.5ers and 5s.
I tell you that I've got it worked down. And if you want that bite, like the competition bite, you do 3 hours on the grill and 2 hours wrap, and then you got the bite. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, and I did competition for years before I left for overseas, and my sister got, before we opened the place in San Leon, and she went insane, and we got in lawsuit and stuff. She used to get mad because I was doing everything competition style, because a lot of Texans like the competition style, but then I started talking to people and they're like, no, we don't want competition style at the restaurants. We want the, fall off the bone. I don't need to, do anything. And that's why I went to the 3 and 3 method, and it's worked perfectly. And that's just me. So you can try the 3 and 3 method that I'm talking about, and see how it works for you, and see what you think about it. But for my customers, they love it. Car dealerships and everything like that, it's just like, oh, I have to use a fork to eat my ribs. This is great.
Yeah, can't do that.
I know we're not all the same, but the customers like this stuff.
You gotta know your customers.
Yeah. And they here in south of Houston and everything like that, these people want to eat ribs through a straw, basically.
Right.
And so that's why I cook the way I do. I'm not cooking it for myself. I do the seasonings and the flavors and everything like that, but I cook it for my customers. When I go to competition, I'm not cooking like that, because I'll get kicked right the fuck out.
Well, my family prefers them, fall off the bone.
Yeah.
And that, comes down to it. That's why I'm back there cooking, because I'm trying to feed them.
Yeah. I was telling Rob that, I started this whole barbecue thing just to take care of my family. When the pandemic started and everything like that. And when I first started doing like ribs on the pits and everything like that, I was doing competition style. And on Lizzie, it was just like nobody wanted the competition style snap of the ribs. They wanted that shit just basically soup. When
they're used to chilies.
Yeah.
They want that pork puree on a stick.
That's it. They want to pull the bone out and eat it on a sandwich.
That's what most people want, man. And it doesn't matter. You look at all these barbecue videos and everything, and I had to get a step back and focus on what my customers wanted, because I was doing competition before I left the U.S. And then when I came back, everybody was about to snap on the ribs. And nobody here in Texas liked that snap on the ribs. No, nobody.
Not your general customer.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Hey, I gotta split out of here because I gotta wake up for work. But so do you guys want me to end the broadcast so it's only private kind of thingy, or do you guys want to just keep going and it'll end when the last guy
Pretty
leaves?
flexible.
I don't think anyone's off.
I'm flexible. I'm still drinking.
Well, there's 8
Marissa,
people watching, maybe, but I'm one of them, I think. So if
I'm one of them for sure.
I think it's just us. You could probably.
yeah. All right. So why don't I end the broadcast? You guys can kind of hang out in the private.
But
however
before
long-
you go, I gotta know. I
Well,
haven't
I'm not reading
commented
yet.
on the gravity video yet, the assembly video, but I gotta know.
Oh.
How'd you get it out of the pickup truck? Did Ski Girly have to help? I mean, you didn't do that by yourself. It's all assembled in one piece. That had to be pretty freaking
He
heavy.
did it out bit by
Yeah,
bit.
I did it by myself. I just didn't want to video it.
Okay, but we cut that part out. Ski Girly
We
was
did.
out there helping.
Now, that thing's heavy though. That thing's 250 pounds.
I'm telling you, it looks heavy.
If I'd have got that out by myself, I'd have definitely put it on video.
Yeah.
Thank you. See, I'd have bragged about that. Why do you not? You cut it out because
Way
one
out
of your
of
kids got out there and helped. That big old husky dog went out there and gave you a spot.
My wife
I didn't
really
know.
likes the blue color of the pit, so
Oh yeah.
give those guys a call and give my wife a free barbecue pit.
There she is.
Yeah.